a lot of three-step, just to get him into some kind of rhythm to get started, and then just to get him into some kind of rhythm to get started, and then see where it goes from there.
We'll talk more about that SaberCats defense as we go, averaging just 34.9 points a game allowed. That is near record pace allowed. They've held virtually everybody down. They've held virtually everybody down. No team this year, Steve, in the Arena League, and that is a remarkable statistic. In the Arena League, and that is a remarkable statistic. It'll be Nick for San Jose, one of the good ones, maybe the best in the league. One of the good ones, maybe the best in the league. For the Gladiators, number 11, Amari Jackson. For the Gladiators, number 11, Amari Jackson. Back in week 8. Took one back to the house. Back in week 8. San Jose 8-0. Ready to start here. San Jose last time they went this deep in the season undefeated. Last time they went this deep in the season undefeated. They went on to win the Arena Bowl. The ball is up, and we are underway. Into it. The ball is up, and we are underway. Jackson runs left off the back line. Down from behind and pulled down from behind with a great special team play. Darius Reynolds with a great special team play. Inside their own 5-yard line. Cleveland will start inside their own 5-yard line.
That kickoff team is built on an extension of that defense. Kickoff team is an extension of that defense. And right there you see outside the 5-yard line. Too many teams start outside the 5-yard line. Coach Omar Smith gets this kickoff cover team. They take a pride. Coach Omar Smith gets this kickoff cover team. Keep their opponents inside the 5-yard line. Their defense keep their opponents inside the 5-yard line. Runs out. Jason Palmgren, C.J. Cobb, Philip Keith Palmgren, C.J. Cobb, Philip Keith. Are your O-line and your fullback. Are your O-line and your fullback. From the 4-yard line. Hurricane screen left. From the 4-yard line by Eric Crocker. Left. Chopped down by Eric Crocker. Dominic Goodman. Very short gain from Dominic Goodman. I think what you're going to do, especially when you're pinned inside your own 5-yard line, you want to get rid of the ball. You want to get it out of your 5-yard line. You want to get rid of the ball. You want to get it out of your quarterback's hand. You don't want to take a sack. You don't want to take a safety. But the thing about this, they don't have the small jittery bug kind of guy. They don't have the small jittery bug lumber guy when you throw that screen. They got big guys that lumber. Second down and 9 from the 5-yard line. Second down and 9 from the 5-yard line. Jackson. Austin out of the end zone. Fires deep. Austin caught 15-10. Fires deep. 5 stiff arm. 15-10. Touchdown. Stiff arm. Gladiators. Touchdown. Jackson. Gladiators. 45 yards. He beat the man coverage. 45 yards. He beat the man coverage of the year. And scores his 13th touchdown of the year. Backside from the field. Post route. Jackson backside from the field. And get it. Jackson, he's got a lot of time. A lot of times you want to see this at about. He's got a lot of time to do. A lot of times you want to see this at about pressure on him. He runs a great route, great pressure on him. He runs a great route, great ball, gets it in for the touchdown. Austin did have time, and he delivered the ball into space. Austin did have time, and he delivered the ball into space. Strike first. The Gladiators strike Adrian Trevino. On for the PAT. Adrian Trevino. Put down, kick up, and good. Put down, kick up, and good. The opening possession goes to Cleveland. The opening possession goes to Cleveland. The opening touchdown goes to Cleveland. In a rare spot, Steve. Albeit very early, but trailing in the football game. Albeit very early, but trailing in the football game. Hold on to your horses. Well, if you remember 2 weeks ago, exact same thing happened. If you remember 2 weeks ago, exact same thing happened. Las Vegas with one play and scored. Las Vegas with one play and scored. Goal line on about 2 plays. San Jose held down to the goal line on about 2 plays. San Jose held them, and then San Jose scored 35 in a row without quarter. So hold on to your horses. The ball game is early. Hold on to your horses. The ball game is early. A double move, elongated route. Beat on like kind of a double move, elongated route. Come back. No big deal. Now it's time to watch Terry Malley's offense. Now it's time to watch Terry Malley's offense. SaberCats will feature. SaberCats quarterback better than most starting quarterbacks. Better than most starting quarterbacks. Touchdowns, no interceptions. 17 touchdowns, no interceptions, including last 2 games dismantling of Spokane. Last week's dismantling of Spokane. He threw 8 touchdowns and he ran in a 9. He threw 8 touchdowns and he ran in a 9. There's a lot of teams in this Arena Football League that would love to have. There's a lot of teams in this starting football league that would love to have. I mean, what he does, he comes in and he's just backup. I mean, what he does, he comes in and he just wins. And so far this year, what you're talking about last year, and so far this year, that's unheard of. Whenever you don't turn the ball over, whenever you don't turn the ball over, throw interceptions, your football team is going to be in pretty good shape. And Nathan Stanley has play Reggie Gray back to retrieve this, and play Reggie Gray back to retrieve this. 5 yards deep. It off the right panel. He's got room. 5 yards to the 10 to the 15. Right. He's got room. 20 to the 10 to the 15. Out to the 20 by Justin. Dragged down there by Justin. A good field position. Number 20. A good field position. And
for San Jose here. Won't be Nate Stanley. Horse is here. Eric Myers, Steve. How surprised are you? Eric Myers, Steve. How surprised are you?
Well, I'm a little bit surprised because I'm a little bit surprised because I talked to Coach Orbett of the injury and him coming back, and I talked to Coach Orbett Eric Meyer mentioned something about Eric Meyer is one of the best quarterbacks.
33 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. 33 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. High motion.
And the ball tipped out of his hands. That is a fumble.
And the ball tipped out of his hands.
That is a fumble.
What a play by Tim Cheatwood.
What a play by Tim
slapped it out of Myers' hands. He just slapped it out of Myers' hands.
lucky he did not scoop and score here.
And San Jose lucky he did not scoop and score.
Get in there and get momentum for his team. That was a good job by Cheatwood. I mean, to get in there and get momentum for his team inside the 10-yard line. But again, back the ball inside the 10-yard line. Eric Meyer might have held the ball just a little bit too long. Might have held the ball just a little bit too long. But you got to understand, if you got a guy that stutters and throws, you got to let it go. If you got a guy that was wide open, you got to let it go. Held on to it a little bit longer, and that's that. He just held on to it a little bit longer. That's that missed 2 weeks formality. Back into it after you've missed 2 weeks.
Early adversity for San Jose. Cheatwood the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. Cheatwood the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Austin throws corner. Jackson incomplete. Good double coverage there by Thomas. Good double coverage there by Thomas. And K5
find Amari Jackson on a little sail route. We're trying to find Amari Jackson on a little sail route. K5 comes off of by the 2 defenders on the wall. Comes off of his sail route. That's why the ball was given a little help to the sail route. That's why the ball was good defense by the SaberCats. Shane Austin. Good defense by the SaberCats.
Second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Second down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Defensively in the red zone.
San Jose's been very good defensively in the red zone. Looks right. Throws toward Taylor. Caught. Austin looks right. Throws toward Taylor. Caught.
Cleveland.
Touchdown.
Cleveland Thomas beaten on the play, and the Gladiators.
Thomas beaten on the play, and the Gladiators have the lead 13-0. With 2 early scores, have the lead 13-0.
Of Cleveland Thomas right there. Very uncharacteristic coverage on Taylor, and the thing is in a press coverage. Taylor kind of doesn't push him, but creates a lot of space. Doesn't push him. Cleveland creates a lot of space with his quick. He does a little quick move to the inside. He does a little outside move to the inside. Delivers a perfect ball. Gets outside. Shane Austin delivers a perfect ball.
Trevino on for the extra point. Chris Deeker on for the extra point. Chris Deeker the holder. Deeker puts it down. Trevino's kick is up. Deeker puts it down. Trevino's kick is up. And the crowd here at the SAP Center relatively quiet. The SAP Center relatively quiet. The Gladiators with 2 early touchdowns. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. Welcome back to the SAP Center. Welcome back to the SAP Center. 4 minutes into this football game. We've got a stunned crowd at the SAP Center. Cleveland stunned crowd at the SAP Center. Cleveland leading at 14-0. Deferred the option of the second half. Cleveland scored the option of the second half. Cleveland scored the first play from scrimmage for San Jose. 2 plays, and then the first play from scrimmage for San Jose. Eric Meyer's first play back off the sidelines. On Eric Meyer's first play back off the sidelines.
Well, I think a little bit the sad part about it is a little bit the receiver was part about it. If he gets that ball off, we're looking at a 7-7 ball game instead of 14-7. We're looking at a 7-7 ball game instead of 14-7. So I think it's happening a little bit slower than they do on Saturday night. Things happen a little bit slower than they do on Saturday night.
Trevino to kick it. Trevino to kick it deep. He had a big return. Reggie Gray deep, barely missed the scoreboard. His first time. Gray from the back line. Missed the scoreboard. Runs left. Gray from the back line. Coverage here by Cleveland. Runs left. Tackle made by Colin Taylor. Tackle made by Colin Taylor. The offense led by Eric Meyer will start from their own 5-yard line. Eric Meyer will start from their own 5-yard line.
Do here is he's going to come out. Coach Malley's probably going to do here is he's going to come out, let his quarterback route or something, or a sail route, just get back in the rhythm route or something. You know, I don't expect him to take that shot again because, you know, I don't expect him to take that shot again because he'll a little bit here. The defensive back is going to be sitting on his heels a little bit here. Be a nice, easy, quick throw to get some rhythm. I expect this to be a nice, easy, quick throw to get some rhythm.
High motion to the far side, Adron Tennell. High motion to the far side, Adron Tennell. And Meyer throw this one up into the crowd. A nightmare throw this one up into the crowd. Eric Meyer start. For Eric Meyer, I'm not sure if one of his linemen stepped on this time, Pat. I'm not sure if one of his linemen stepped on this time, Pat. He just stumbled
up here. It looked to me like he got stepped on from up here and does a good job of just getting rid of it. But he does a good job of just getting rid of it because had he taken a sack there or thrown another interception. Had he taken a sack there or thrown another interception.
Second down and 10 from the 5-yard line. Reggie Gray this time from the 5-yard line. Reggie Gray this time. Meyer. Quick drop, throws high, incomplete. Quick drop, throws high, came out of his break, and that ball sailed right over his helmet. Break, and that ball sailed right over his helmet.
A receiver running his route, not expecting to get the ball. A receiver running his route, not expecting to get the ball. They're just going to run hitch routes. Three-step drop. Eric Meyer does it. They're just going to run hitch routes. What Eric Meyer does it. Wasn't there. Comes directly to the backside, almost without even looking. Directly to the backside, almost without even looking. And Tennell wasn't even ready for the pass.
Third down and 10 from their own 5. Very sluggish opening for San Jose. Very sluggish opening for San Jose. First down, Reggie Gray. Throws caught first down, Reggie Gray. Brought down to the 20-yard line. You go to Reggie Gray. 54 you go to Reggie Gray. 581 yards, 581 yards, San Jose in all 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's why I'm impartial to big play Reggie Gray. That's why I'm impartial. He is one of the little guys left in the league. A lot of these he is one of the little guys left in the league. A lot of these big coaches now are trying to go to those big receivers, big tall guys.
Tap a former little guy. Current little guy. Tap a former little guy. Quick throw. Reynolds breaks a tackle inside the 20. Fights to the 15. Tackle inside the 20, to the 10, to the 15, battles to the 5-yard line, brawls to the 5-yard line, a handful, Darius Reynolds, and a huge gain, 25 yards, and a huge gain, 25 yards.
Reynolds is still down a little bit, Diaz, but I swear Reynolds is still down a little bit, Diaz, but I swear he is one of the best at running that hurricane. He has bad intentions when he gets the ball. He has bad intentions with him. He's trying to get positive yards every single time.
5 tackles on that run. He broke about 5 tackles on that run. He did come up just a little bit gimpy here. He did come up just a little bit gimpy here. Hopefully Darius is all right. 23 catches and 8 touchdowns. Comes in the game with 23 catches and 8 touchdowns. And also he's rushed the ball 12 times and scored. And also he's rushed the ball 12 times. Scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. Escorted off here with a noticeable limp. Escorted off here with a noticeable limp. A little bit shallow at wide receiver tonight, Pap. They don't have the usual wide receiver tonight, Pap. They don't have the usual fullback. Although we do have a fullback. Possible. Odie Armstrong has caught the ball. Possible. Odie Armstrong has caught the ball a couple of times this year, so they could use him.
Well, I'll tell you this, in a game like tonight, it's a good football team like tonight, trailing 14-0, you're going to need every possible weapon and every possible You're going to need every possible weapon back in this ball game and to make things happen back in this ball game and to make things happen for Eric Meyer.
Darius is okay. In the meantime, Darius is okay. San Jose having to go to their bench. DeAndre Burrell. San Jose having to go to their bench. DeAndre Burrell from the 5-yard line. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Motion. Meyer looks left the whole way. Flag down. Meyer looks left the whole way. Flag down. Floats in. Off the screen. Incomplete. That's not the way they draw that one up, is it, Steve? That's not the way they draw that one up, is it, Steve?
I hope not. Unless it lands into someone's in a green jersey's arm.
A free play anyway. You might as well throw it up off the panel. Free play anyway. You might as well throw it up off the panel. Give the illegal defense. The illegal defense.
I tell you what. It's tough to come back off of an injury. It's tough to come back off of an injury. World-class quarterback. You know, you can tell the world-class timing is a little bit off compared to those last 2 games. Timing is a little bit off compared to those last 2 games. I would be very surprised right now here if this isn't a run. I would be very surprised right now.
You have Odie Armstrong back there. He's got 7 touchdowns on the ground. Armstrong back there. He's got 7 touchdowns on the ground. Pushing right, 2.5 is Armstrong. And he's in, touchdown. And he's in, touchdown. Odie Armstrong, his 8th touchdown rushing, and a big score for the home team. And a big score for the home team.
Right there inside the 5 on a free first down. I expected that to happen right there inside the 5 on a free first down. You get something to happen. You also let Eric Myers settle down a little bit. You also let Eric Myers settle down a little bit. The timing seems to be off under him a little bit. It allows those big guys to be off, and thus it allows those big guys that's blocking a chance to run block instead of pass block
on for the PAT. Nick Pertwee on for the PAT on the year with these kicks, and
about
this
90%
one is up
on the year with these
and
kicks,
it is
one
good.
Up.
So,
and
7:43 to go, first quarter.
San Jose
7:43 to go, first
Cleveland.
quarter. San Jose
Gladiators leading
Cleveland.
14-7.
But it's the Gladiators
leading
Arena football on
14-7.
You're watching Arena football on ESPN3. Back at the SAP Center. Back at the SAP Center. 14-7. There's the kick.
SaberCats trailing
14-7.
Taking the
kick.
A yard in front of the back end zone.
Taking a
yard
right
in front of the back end zone.
Is Amari Jackson.
Right.
Gets near the 5 and is
Amari
brought
Jackson
down.
gets
Near the 5 and is
DeAndre
brought
Burrell.
down.
He's
DeAndre
come on the field
Burrell.
after Darius Reynolds was shaken
He's
up.
come on the field
Burrell
after
gets
Darius
tackled.
Reynolds was shaken up.
Burrell
San
gets
Jose's
it on
defense
tackle.
comes back out. And San Jose's defense comes back out.
To keep allowing this Gladiator team to get more momentum. You don't want to allow them to get into that more momentum. You don't want to allow them to get into 30 points in the first threshold of getting close to that 30 points in the first half. Panicking the nerves don't give up because then you start
Gladiators first and 10 from their 6-yard line. First and 10 from their 6-yard line. Shane Austin, the quarterback. Quick throw right. Shane Austin, the quarterback. Quick throw right. The defense is playing off for about 7 yards there. And it's an easy hitter for about 7 yards
that one
there. Quickly down to Colin Taylor. Just dump that one quickly down to Colin Taylor.
And again, that is a smart coach. And again, that is a smart coach. This defense for the SaberCats puts a lot of pressure on his quarterback. He's in the lead. Puts a lot of pressure on his quarterback. Continue to get in the lead. 3-step. Let his quarterback continue to get rhythm. 3-step. 1-step screen and quick hitches.
8 yards on the first play. Second down and 2. High motion goes Taylor. Second down and 2. High motion throws to the boundary. Caught. Austin all day throws to the boundary. Caught. First down.
They're mixing up the routes
really well here against San Jose.
They're mixing up the routes really well here against San Jose so far.
The pressure hasn't been there. The reason is that doing a good job. The pressure hasn't been there. This offensive line is doing a good job of protecting. He wanted to hit Shane Austin because right there, he wanted to hit Taylor on the sail route, comes off corner coverage, but stands in between comes off of his coverage, stands in between the check down outside the Goodman, and he just reads check down outside the Goodman, and he just reads it.
Stewart, Page Moss, Vasquez, and Maka. Page Moss, Vasquez, and Maka. They've been ferocious this year. For San Jose, they've been ferocious this year.
No pressure.
Throws tipped. Incomplete. Throws tipped. Eric Crocker got a hand on it. Eric Crocker got a hand on it for San Jose. Defense. And that'll bring up a second down. San Jose.
Well, what they did there is they tried and put their tight end into the boundary to allow. They tried and put their tight end into the boundary to allow Jack linebacker Crocker to him to run out to the field. He just stays in there, run out to the field. He just stays in there, reach Shane off the ball down.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Second down and 10
High
from the
motion
20.
goes Goodman.
Austin.
It's a screen pass to the big
Goodman.
fella.
Austin.
C.J.
It's a
Cobb
screen pass to the big fella.
C.J. Cobb chopped down.
What a tackle by David Highland. He
What a
leads the
tackle
team
by
in
David
tackles.
Highland.
And
He
why
leads
go
the
high
team
on a
in tackles.
300-pounder, Steve,
And
when you
why
can
go
chop him
high on a
low?
300-pounder,
That's
Steve,
exactly
when
why
you
he did
can
that.
chop
You don't
him
want to go
low?
high on a big guy. You really don't even want to take him down. You don't want to go high on a big guy. You really don't even want to take him down to the thighs. You want to get his ankles and get him up that speed a little bit. That play right there was set up from the play before. That play right there was set up run out the play before. The play before he Crocker to run out the first time, which allowed the screen to come to Big Cobb. Which allowed the screen to come to Big Cobb.
Full ear of corn there. He got 10 yards.
Full
Ear of corn there. He got 10
goal
yards.
line
First and 10.
incomplete. Throw toward the
Nifty
goal
effort
line
from Amari
incomplete.
Jackson.
Nifty effort
David
from
Highland
Amari
cleaned it up for San Jose.
But David
incomplete.
Highland cleaned it up for San Jose
I thought the ball was
incomplete.
actually going to get intercepted. David Highland does a good job. I thought the ball was actually going to get intercepted. Only his receiver can get a pretty good ball. That to me, early on in the ball game, it seems to me early on in the ball game, they're targeting David Highland. David Highland, they're targeting David Highland. David Highland seems to be the guy. Dave said that's the guy we're going to attack a little bit. And this week, so far, that's the guy we're going to attack a little bit. And that time it didn't work. Worked once, that time it didn't work.
Second down and 10 from the 20. High motion.
Second down and 10 from the 20.
Austin
High
the
motion.
time.
Goes
Fires
Jackson.
toward the end zone.
Austin the time.
Caught. Fires toward the end zone.
Touchdown,
Cleveland. Highland was
Touchdown,
beaten on the play.
Cleveland.
Colin Taylor
Highland
was beaten on the play.
And the
Colin
Gladiators
Taylor
score their third touchdown.
And the Gladiators score their third
It's pretty
touchdown.
evident what their game plan is tonight. It's pretty evident what their game plan is. Go at number 3. Go at David Highland. Go at number 3. Beat us. Make him beat David Highland. Make him beat us. Make him beat the SaberCats defender. So far, that he's given up 2 touchdowns. Not all his fault. The coverage he's given up 2 touchdowns. I don't know that. Not all his fault. The coverage might have been changed. I don't know that. Targeting David Highland. Evident when they're going down the field.
Well, it makes perfect sense because your option is to go after Ken Fontenette, who had 3 interceptions last week, who has got 7 interceptions last week. And he's got quickly become one of the elite defenders in this league. And he's quickly become one of the elite defenders in this league. And it's good. 3:28 to go first quarter. And it's good. The Gladiators 28 to go first quarter. The Gladiators SaberCats 21-7. You're watching the Arena League. SaberCats 21-7. You're watching the Arena League on ESPN 3. And we're back at the SAP Center. 21-7 Cleveland leading Center. 21-7 Cleveland the way the SaberCats San Jose. The way this not the way the SaberCats scripted the way this one.
I don't think any of us did. I mean, we know Cleveland's a good football team. I don't think any of us did. I mean, we know Cleveland's a good football team. That in 8 games, you're talking about a San Jose SaberCats team that in 8 games shutouts. They have 4 first quarter. They've already given up 21. First quarter start. They've already given up 21.
Reggie Gray back to return this kickoff. Play Reggie Gray back to return this kickoff. Good high kick. It'll be off the right net. Good high kick. It'll be off
straight ahead.
Cuts right. Deep is Gray. Straight ahead.
10-yard line
and dropped.
And hit
by
10-yard line
and
dropped
by.
You thought you might have seen
Richardson
to the left side there, Pat.
You thought
you
might
I'm
have seen
sitting way up here. I'm not on the field looking at it, but it seemed to me like Reggie Gray. I'm not on the field looking at it, but it seemed to me like Reggie Gray had a quick towards the numbers, which would have sprang him a little bit to the sideline for a big game, which would have sprang him a little bit to the sideline for a big game. It looked like he kind of say what he saw. I don't want to like from what I saw up here. Say what he saw, but it looked like from what I saw up here.
We're almost in video game range. I mean, the game really looks wide open from up here. Really looks wide open from approximately 1,700 feet approximately field. 1,700 Oxygen
feet
optional.
Field.
Oxygen optional. up here.
Feels like I'm in the Mile High City. Feels like I'm in the Mile High City.
So Eric Meyer will come out. So Eric Meyer will come back for his third possession back due to injury. He was after missing a couple of games in the win over Arizona. The SaberCats won that ball game over Arizona. The SaberCats won that ball game. Subsequently, it's 34 subsequently who's come on and quarterback to stand on. By all measurements, I thought we'd see Stanley here. By all measurements, I thought we'd see Stanley here to start the game tonight. How important is it for Meyer to get some live snaps against a good team? To get some live snaps against a good Spokane, but like Cleveland, not to disparage Spokane, but
yeah, and I think that's probably the decision why you got the chance. We're getting the decision why you got the chance. Eric Meyer tonight because Cleveland is an upgrade better than Spokane. Cleveland is an upgrade better than Spokane. I think going into a ball game like this, you want your best guy. You want the guy that you went out and got. You want your best guy. You want the guy that you went out and got. That's why they went with Eric Meyer. What you see in practice, that's why they went with Eric Meyer. What you see in practice, it's going to take him a series or two, or maybe even three to get comfortable in what he sees live ammunition. To get comfortable in what he sees live ammunition.
Here's Meyer. Quick throw, caught Reggie Gray. Here's Meyer. Cuts back and he'll be stopped short. Cuts back and he'll be stopped down line. Dominic Jones of the first down line. Dominic Jones, nice tackle there.
Get the ball to Reggie Gray. I mean, he's one in doubt. Just short-handed receivers. He's one of the reliable. Eric Meyer played receivers most reliable. Spokane. Reggie Gray's the guy that runs most of the motion out of the middle. Reggie Gray's going to get a lot of the cushion, so when you need a play, he's going to get a lot of the cushion. So when you need a play, you need the hitch route in the middle. Throw him the hitch route in the middle.
19. Second down and 1 from the 19. Quick throw right side this time as they try to get Tennell right side this time. As they try to get Tennell involved. Close to, I believe, at the line to gain. Close to, and I believe, at the line to gain. Should move the chains, and it does. Just 1 yard there for Tennell. Should move the chains, and it does.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to try the little toss screen back. Yeah, and that's where they're going to try the little toss screen back. Has to get out. He's playing tight end spot and get on. Has to get out and see outside end spot and get on pretty well out of his zone coverage. Finney flies up pretty well out of his zone coverage. Flies up and makes a tackle for a very, very minimal gain.
10 from the 20. First and 10 from the 20. Meyer drops back, steps up with time, throws deep. Drops back, steps up with time, throws deep. DeAndre Burrell was behind the defender. Burrell was behind the defender on Anthony DeGray. He had a step, but it was just on Anthony DeGray incomplete. But it was just too far and incomplete.
Burrell does a great job because from about the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line, he was 20-yard line all the way in his route. He was being pulled all the way in his route. He was able to get loose, held by the defender. It just seemed like he just missed time. Now it just seemed like he just missed time. Just the timing of his dive was kind of off.
Actually, Fred Shaw was kind of off. Second down and 10, here's Meyer. The coverage there. Second down and 10, throws middle incomplete. Oh, it's caught on the deflection. Oh, it's caught on the touchdown. Adron Tennell. It went through Burrell's hands. It went through Burrell's by Tennell. We do have a flag down. Was caught by Tennell. We do have a flag down. Wild play. But this one likely
good concentration right here by Adron Tennell. Yeah, good concentration right here by Adron Tennell. I think it's going to be grabbing all over the Gladiators. DBs are grabbing all over the place.
And it will stand. Let's watch the replay here, Steve. It will stand. See how many people touch the replay here, Steve. See how many people touch
good protection up front. I mean, that's a good job there. Burrell protection up front. Out, and that's a good job there. In the right place at the right time. Tennell's in the right place at the right time and touchdown. Catches it and walks.
Give Burrell the assist. Give Eric Meyer the hockey assist. Give Eric Meyer the hockey assist. To Burrell goes to Meyer. To Burrell to Tennell. The PAT is up 54 seconds to go first quarter. 54 seconds to go first quarter. Let's watch this one again, Steve. And the Cats within 7. Let's watch this one again, Steve.
Again, Burrell, the timing of his jump, and then Tennell's behind him, and timing of his jump, and then Tennell's behind him and covering Tennell. I think that's one where the defensive back that was covering Tennell relaxed a little bit because the ball wasn't coming to him. Relaxed a little bit because the ball wasn't coming to him and get his eyes on the ball. Which allowed Tennell to get some separation and get his eyes on the ball. If you're Eric Meyer, if you're Terry Malley, or if you're Eric Meyer, if you're Terry Malley, you'll take him anyway you can get him. Assisted, unassisted, you'll take him anyway you can get him. Assisted, however you can get yourself back in this ball game, however you can get yourself back in this ball game, you're going to take it right now.
21-14 Cleveland to go. Still 54 seconds to go in this first quarter. And the SaberCats will try to slow this Cleveland offense. Will try to slow this Cleveland offense. Trouble doing this year. San Jose hasn't really had the ledger on the season. They've held the ledger
four
on the
opponents
season.
to
They've
under
held
30 points.
four
Steve. That's
opponents to
truly
under 30
remarkable in this
points.
league.
Steve. That's
Arizona
truly
just barely
remarkable in
did
this
get
league.
34.
Arizona
so
just barely
5
did
teams
get
of the 8
34.
they've played.
Under
5
40
teams
of the 8
nobody's
they've played.
broken 50
Under
yet this
40.
year.
Very surprising
Nobody's
to see
broken
21
50
points
yet
up here
this
in the
year.
first quarter. Still with 21 points up here in the first quarter. There's a Gladiators can score. There's a chance the Gladiators can score. Shock did in one quarter. Many points as the Shock did in one quarter. San Jose needs to settle down and see if Coach Walker changes. San Jose needs to settle down and kind of hide or take care of David Highland. Kind of hide or take care of David Highland.
Block in the
Jackson
back goes
5 yards
uncalled,
deep.
and Jackson stays
Block
on
in
his
the back
feet.
goes
To the
uncalled,
15,
and Jackson
cuts back
stays
at the
on his
20,
feet.
still
To the
on his
15,
feet,
cuts
cuts
back
back
at
at
the
the
20,
20,
and
still
finally
on his feet
across
across
the boundary,
midfield, and finally across the boundary.
Inside
And all this
SaberCats
set up maybe by an
territory.
illegal block. And all this
Yeah,
set
it looked
up
to me
maybe by
like
an illegal block.
K5 got blocked in the back down there, and he was the one that actually got back up and made the play on. He was the one that actually got back up and made the play on Amari Jackson. It looked like early on in that 21, but it looked like early on in that Amari Jackson. You got to give him credit. He does a great job of maintaining his balance. He does a great job of maintaining his balance. 25-yard line to give his football team out past the 25-yard line to give his football team
down to just 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Down to just 20 seconds here in the first quarter. Under center, he's got Philip Keith Manley as his fullback. He's got Philip Keith Manley as his fullback. Austin throws wide open, but he overthrew him. Throws wide open, but he overthrew him. Absolutely wide open. Absolutely and David Highland again victimized. And David Highland again.
I think that was K5
on that
play. I think K5
was in the middle on that one.
I think Goodwin was in the middle on that route from start to finish. Goodwin went post corner from start to finish. He came out his post corner. K5 just stopped. Once he came out of his post break, that was a great route. Just stopped. He knew he was beat up. That was a great route and couldn't complete it. Unfortunate for Shane Austin couldn't complete it. Unfortunate for Shane Austin. That's the way the first quarter ends. A good one. That's the way the Gladiators ends. A good one. They lead the Gladiators. They lead 21-14. You're watching Arena Football. 21-14. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. We are back at the SAP Center. Cleveland leading at 21-14. Getting ready to start we are the back quarter. At the SAP Center. The numbers in the first half. Cleveland with 97 leading at 21-14. San Jose just getting ready to start 69, but quarter. The big inside the numbers in the first half. Quarter. Cleveland with 97 passing yards. Cleveland's San Jose just down. 69, but the Gladiators in SaberCats territory, first and 10 of the 21. The turnover, second down into Cleveland's Taylor runs deep, screen pass. Gladiators in SaberCats territory, is carrying everyone inside the 10-yard line. Deep, Eric pass could not physically get his arms around it. Carrying everyone inside the 10-yard line. See,
Eric
you're
Crocker
used to the big boys
could
being
not
big boys. That
physically get his
actually was
arms
Manley
around
out of the
him,
backfield there
and Cobb
on that one. And
gets a
when
first
they
down.
both look the same, and
See,
the only
used to the
difference
big boys
is
being
a
big
1
boys.
and a
That
2
actually
was
was
Manley
Manley
out of the backfield there.
400 pounds.
On that
So
one, when they
it's
both
gonna be
look
easy
the same,
to
and the only difference is
misplace
a 1
them.
and a
But,
2.
I mean, Eric
They're
Crocker
both
right
about
there. I mean, there's nothing
400
you can't
pounds.
go low on a guy like that when
it's
you're
going
in
to be
that
easy
position.
to
And Manley
misplace
just carries
people
them.
down
But, I mean,
inside
Eric
the
Crocker
10-yard
right there.
line.
I mean, there's nothing
Down
you
to
do. You
the
can't
6,
go low on a
Pat.
guy like
First
that when
and
you're in that
goal from
position.
the 6.
And Manley just carries people down inside the 10-yard
Austin
line.
throws
Down
right
to the
side.
6,
And too
Pat.
much
First
heat
and goal from
over the head of
6.
Colin Taylor, incomplete.
Well, this is where you
Austin
flex your
throws
muscles.
right side,
This is
and
where,
too
if
much
you're this
heat
SaberCats defense, you're
over the
number
head
1
of
in the
Colin
league
Taylor,
in points per
incomplete.
game. You're
Well,
number
this is
1 in
where you
pass
flex your
efficiency
muscles.
defense. You're number
This
1 in a
is
whole
where,
bunch of
if you're this
categories.
SaberCats defense,
This is
you're
number
number
1
one
in the
to flex
league
your muscles.
in
You
points
need
per
to
game.
force the Gladiators
You're number 1 in pass
either in the
efficiency
going for it
defense.
on
You're number 1 in a whole bunch
inside
of
the 10,
categories.
or
This
kicking
is where
a
you
field
need to
goal
flex
in
your
which
muscles.
you
You
need
need
to
to consider
force
a
the
half a stop.
Gladiators
They need a
either
stop
in the
right
going
now.
for it on 4th down
Crowd
inside
comes
the
to
10,
life. Second and
or
goal from
kicking
the
a
6.
field
Colin
goal in
Taylor.
which you
High
can
motion.
consider a half a stop.
Austin
They
looks
need a
left the
stop
whole
right
way,
now.
throws back
Crowd
shoulder,
comes to life.
touchdown.
Second goal from the 6.
Amari
Colin Taylor.
Jackson,
High
back
motion.
shoulder on
Austin
David
looks left
Highland
the whole way,
and the
throws back
Gladiators
shoulder,
now 4 for
touchdown.
4. Amari Jackson, back
trouble,
shoulder
Steve.
on
Yeah, a little
David
bit. I mean,
Highland.
that was,
and
great
the
coverage there by
Gladiators
David
now
Highland. He's one of the
4
best
for 4.
defensive backs in the league, and I don't know if he's going
Good
through
trouble,
something
Steve.
mentally.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, that was great coverage there by David Highland. He's one of the best defensive backs in the league, and I don't know if
has
he's
done their
going through
homework
something
and
mentally,
they're targeting
David Highland
off the
when
field
the-
or
when
he's
the
injured
situation
because
presents
it just
itself.
seems
And
like
that's something where
Cleveland
Coach Walker
has done their
might look at
homework
moving
and
David
they're
Highland
targeting
back into
David
the box and
Highland
putting Crocker
when
back
the
in the
DB
situation
spot.
presents itself. And that's
PAT
something
here
where
from
Coach Walker,
Trevino
you might
up,
look at
and
moving
it is
David Highland
good.
back into the box and putting Crocker back at the DB
12:59 to
spot.
go, second quarter.
PAT here from
Cleveland with a lead.
Trevino up,
28
and
to
it is
14. Good.
This is reminding me of
12:59 to go,
the game
second
I watched
quarter, and
yesterday. And I'm probably
Cleveland with a
going to lose
lead.
some
28
people
to
here
14.
that are on our side, but this is reminding me of
Watch LeBron
the game
James.
I watched yesterday, and I'm probably going to lose
LeBron
some
James, they put him
people
on
here that are on our
defenders
side,
that
but
cannot
defend against
When
him,
you watch
and they just
LeBron
keep going
James.
to him and going to him. And there's
LeBron
nothing
James,
you can
they
do.
put
And
him
it seems
on
like that's
a
what the
defender
Gladiators
that
did.
cannot
They
defend
watched
against
their
him,
film, whether
and
it
they
was
just
the
keep
7
going
game,
to
8
him
game
and going to
before,
him,
3
and
or
there's
whatever.
nothing you can do.
And
And
they
they
said,
said,
in order to beat this
Gladiators
team, we need
they
to go
watched
at David
their
Highland,
film,
whether
and
it was
that's
the
exactly
7
what
game,
they're
8
doing,
game
and they're
before,
executing
3 or
their
whatever.
plan to
And they
perfection.
said,
This
in
is
order
where
to coach
this
Walker
team
earns his money,
need to go at David
he's
Highland.
got to
and
figure
that's
out
exactly
ways
what they're
to
doing,
disguise
and
their
they're
coverage and their
executing
plan
David
to
Highland.
perfection. This
Or
is where
move
Coach
David
Walker
Highland back in
earns
the
his
box
money.
and get Crocker out
He's
there
got to
because
figure
if
out
not,
ways to disguise
they're
the
going to go
coverage,
with him
hide
the
David
entire
Highland,
ball game, or move David Highland back in the box
Two
and get
touchdowns
Crocker
for
out there
Amari
because
Jackson.
if
He now
not,
has 14
they're going to go with him
on
the
the
entire
season.
ball game.
David Highland
Two
touchdowns
played a
for
lot
Amari
in that
Jackson.
Jack
He now has
linebacker spot. He's
14
played some in the
on the
secondary.
season. Is it a case where San
David
Jose
Highland
still
just
played a
looking for
lot
that
in
third
that Jack
DB,
linebacker
that third
spot?
true
He's played
DB,
some in the
and
secondary.
they're trying to
see if Highland is that guy.
Well,
Is it a case
when,
where
you know,
San
once
Jose
they lost
still
Burger
just
Gray,
looking for
and they
that
had to bring
third
Cleveland
DB,
Thomas
that third
back
true
into the
DB,
fold.
and they're trying to see
Now
if Highland
you
is that
have
guy.
four good ones.
Well,
David
you know,
Highland,
once they
don't
lost
get me wrong,
Burger
by
Gray,
any
and
stretch
they
of
had
the
to bring
imagination,
Cleveland Thomas
is one of the
back
best
into the fold.
defensive backs in the league.
Now
David
you
Highland
got-
is
you have
actually
four good ones.
David
One of the
Highland,
best
don't get me wrong, by
period
any
in the
stretch
league.
of the
And
imagination,
tonight he just
is
seems
one
to
of the
be
best
struggling
defensive backs
with
in
the
the
bigger
league. David
receiver
Highland is
and the
actually
scheme that's
one
going
of the
on.
best
They just need
athletes
to
period in the league.
change him
And tonight
up a
he
little
just
bit.
seems to be struggling
Trevino with
the
the
bigger
change up.
receiver
Gray takes
and
it
the
at the
scheme
6,
that's
stays
going
alive
on.
to the
They just
10,
need to kind
cuts
of
back
change
and
him
dives
up a
forward to
little
the
bit.
15.
You
Trevino
don't
with
see
the
the
change up.
squib
Gray
kick
takes it
very
to the
often
6,
in
stays
arena
alive to
leagues.
the
Do you know
10,
the creative
cuts
effort
back
from
and
Trevino?
dives
Well,
forward to
two
the
reasons
15.
that Cleveland
You don't see the
tried
squib
that.
kick
First of all,
very
the
often
line
in
drive
arena
squib.
leagues, Steve. That was a
You do
creative
that,
effort for
it might
Trevino.
bounce off
Well,
of a
two
SaberCat.
reasons
Cleveland gets
Cleveland
a cheap onside
tried that kick there. First of all, it's a line drive. You're up 28-14. Do that. You don't want to allow big play Reggie Gray to return one and get the momentum back to the San Jose SaberCats. Secondly, so that was kind of, let's keep the momentum on our side. We don't think Gray to return one and get the momentum back to the San Jose SaberCats side. So that was kind of, let's keep the momentum on our side. We don't think
under center, pumps, throws short, is caught. Tennell trailing 28-14. Forced into the barrier by Joe Finnessy. Pumps, throws short, is defensive player of the week in this league in weeks 1 and 2. Into the barrier by Joe Finnessy.
The Gladiators
Finnessy, the defensive player of the week in this league in weeks 1 and 2.
I think they were called the no-fly zone, or they had a nickname for their secondary. Last year they got all the pretty good, and they're pretty good this year. I think they were called the no-fly zone, or they had a nickname for their secondary.
2nd and 4
and they were pretty
21.
good. They're pretty good this year.
Goes Tennell.
That's why they're in the position they're in right now.
Wide open, Reggie Gray. Oh, what a catch by Reggie Gray. The athleticism to collect
wide
that.
open Reggie Gray.
What a catch.
Hand-eye coordination, athleticism, will to not
athleticism
drop
to
the pass.
collect
Reggie Gray
that.
does it all there. I mean, he gets
What
off
a
balance
catch.
here. Eric Myers, hand-eye coordination, athleticism, will to not Reggie Gray opens the hip. Reggie Gray does it all there. I mean, open the hip balance here. Eric Myers is able to get one paw up on it to Reggie Gray on the out pattern, and Reggie Gray opens the hip. As Coach Malley would say, open the hip, good hip turn. He's able to get one paw up on it, but keeps his eyes on the ball.
San Jose,
the
22. Meyer drifting
catches
left,
it on his way down to give his
caught Gray, 5 touchdown,
SaberCats.
22. Meyer
Big
drifting left,
play.
Reggie
Caught
Gray from 22 yards out, and San Jose
SaberCats.
within 1 touchdown.
Big play.
That play
Reggie Gray from
was set up
22
because of
yards
pass
out.
protection. Eric
And
Meyer
San
had good
Jose
pass
within
protection.
1
It was a
touchdown.
long developing play. Reggie Gray coming from left to was set right to the left side of the field on a crossing. Eric Meyer had good pass protection. Eric Meyer is a long developing play. Reggie Gray's coming from a couple shuffle left to his left, the right to the left side of the field on a crossing route. Eric Meyer is going to Reggie Gray's get in his drop, take a couple shuffle steps to his left, keep his eyes on downfield,
to keep it a 7-point game. It's up, and it is
good.
good.
Much space.
10:41 to go, second quarter. We got ourselves a good one on our hands. Up, and
I wasn't as comfortable, and my career ended in New York because of that. And I think Amari Jackson, once you get into that fit, you get into where you think you belong, and they use your talents to your best of your ability, you thrive. And so far tonight, or so far this season, he's been doing that, wearing the white and red and black for the Cleveland Gladiators.
Gladiators looking good so far here tonight, and now they have it first down and goal from the 4-yard line. Taking a look at some scores around the league. Jacksonville over New Orleans, 70-41. Philadelphia crushing Tampa Bay, 71-27. And it was Portland falling to Orlando, 69-43. First and goal, Cleveland from the 4-yard line. High motion is Jackson, rolling right. Shane Austin, throwback, caught, touchdown, too easy. Colin Taylor came all the way across the formation and was left alone in the end zone. And the vaunted SaberCats defense looking a little bit confused here tonight.
Yeah, you don't know if it's the hangover from scoring 80 against Spokane, which, arguably isn't a very good football team. Coach Olsen to get them rolling. But if it's a hangover from that, if it's the weekend coming up, the 3-day weekend, something's going on, or it could just be this Gladiator team. In my eyes, they look like they want it more. They're more hungrier tonight.
On for the PAT is Trevino, and it is up, and it is good. 9:28 to go, second quarter. Cleveland now leads it 35-21.
This is something, and Coach Arbett's been doing this a very long time, and, we speak 2 or 3 times a week, outside of football. He's one of my good friends outside of this, but we talk about football a little bit, and that was the one thing, he had said about this Cleveland team, because I had mentioned, hey, it's an early season, but if you beat Cleveland with the schedule you have, you can be 16-0 going into Arizona in Week 17, and he kind of shut that down real quick and gave
I wonder why.
Gave this Cleveland Gladiator team a lot of credit, and he spoke really highly of them. And I told him, I said, well, in my opinion, I don't think a team will score over 35 points a game on you, so you're going to win every ball game if you can keep teams under 35 points. And it tells you how much I know. Cleveland's already at 35 points, and we're not even at halftime yet, and I would be very shocked if this SaberCat team shut them out the rest of the way they're playing. So Coach Arbette was onto something when he talked to me earlier this week, and it's coming to fruition.
Cleveland, one of 5 teams of the 12 with a winning record. Philadelphia, Cleveland, Orlando, San Jose, and Arizona, the only 5 teams with a winning record. And, of course, the SaberCats, the only team unbeaten. Philadelphia sitting at 8-1. Trevino to kick it off. We thank all of you who have stuck with us on ESPN3 through some technical difficulties. Reggie Gray, 6 yards deep, juking at the 5, hit hard at the 5-yard line, and pushed back. Jermaine Richardson with a tackle. Gray couldn't find a lane there. Now we have a flag down here at the tail end of this. This one looks like it might go against San Jose. Maybe a personal foul here, Pap.
Yeah, the official keeps moving the flag deeper and deeper into territory. That kind of lets me know I think that's going to be on San Jose. exactly what it is. A hold, I didn't get the number on, or who it was, but it was a hold on San Jose. And just to touch off of Reggie Gray right there, if you watch him take that ball off the net, what you need to do in this league now that you don't have the big guys running down anymore, you got a lot of athletes running down with the new rule change, he needs to just hit it. When you kind of stutter step and mess around a little bit, it allows those guys to strengthen that cushion to get you.
Eric Meyer and company from the 2, 1st and 10. Meyer pressured, throws right side, caught. Burrell stumbled, and he's brought down. Fred Shaw, the tackle.
Yeah, Burrell does a good job of keeping active, but what he has to realize is you don't want to come that far back down the hill to catch the ball, because instead of Eric Meyer completing this pass for a 5 or 6 yard gain, you've made it a long 2, maybe 3 yard gain by coming down so much.
Call it 2nd and 7 from the 5. High motion is Tennell. Meyer sets in the end zone, steps up, throws, caught Burrell, first down, and he gets out to the 20-yard line. Tennell might have been blocking before Burrell caught that, but I see no yellow on the field. Therefore, it didn't happen. We do have a SaberCat slow to get up, Colin Madison, back in the end zone, and he'll get himself to the line.
Yeah, you hit it right. The first dibs with the Tennell. He looked from where we were looking. It looked like he was blocking down the field like it was a screen, and I guess the official wasn't able to make eye contact with that. Thus, no yellow flag, resulting in first down for San Jose.
At the 21-yard line, it'll be Burrell in high motion. Haven't seen Reggie Gray of late. Here's Meyer. Looks his way, throws, and it's caught. Reggie Gray, first down. And he gets down to the 15-yard line of Cleveland. So a 14-yard pickup for Reggie.
Well, that's one where the Gladiators are going to go to a zone coverage, and Reggie Gray's just going to run a hitch route in the middle underneath the zone coverage. That's one where Aaron Garcia, Radabal, these other quarterbacks have, where you're just going to throw it hot. When you see that zone coverage, Reggie Gray just looks right now, and you get it to him, and that gives him the ball with a chance to run.
1st and 10 from the 15. 5 catches for Gray. Meyer drifting left. He's got a man open. He finds him. Caught at the 10. Adron Tennell. Pickup of about 5. Meyer starting to get a little bit quicker with his throws now, Steve.
Yeah, he's still a little bit off. And again, Dibs, we're way up, and we see things because we're looking from the boondocks. But he's what I've seen him do early on this season, and so far since he's come back today, in tonight's ball game, he stays on his receivers a little bit too long instead of check down 1, check down 2, and then getting rid of the ball. And once he's more familiar with Coach Malley, he'll get better at that.
2nd and 4 from the 9. Reggie Gray, high motion. Meyer, set, throws, middle, caught, touchdown, Reggie Gray. Oh, do the dance, Reggie. He went up high to get it, and he pulled it down. And the big playmaker finds the end zone for the 15th time this year.
Great throw by Eric Meyer, but great route by Reggie Gray. But it was all designed by Coach Malley. That was a great offensive design, knowing the Gladiators are going to be in a zone coverage right there. And what he's going to do is, if you go around the receiver, the DB covers you man-to-man. If you go inside, so what he did is he made that backside defender take the underneath route, which allowed Reggie to come underneath the backside defender.
Pertwee, PAT up, and it is good. 5:48 to go. Second quarter, San Jose answers, but they still trail. Cleveland leads at 35-28. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. Back at SAP Center, where Cleveland leads 35-28. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. It is Military Appreciation Night here at the SAP Center. Nobody does it better than the SaberCats when it comes to honoring the military, and certainly promotional nights. Another good crowd here at SAP tonight.
Yeah, they came out to watch on this 3-day weekend and support their 8-0 San Jose SaberCats in a battle tonight.
It'll be Pertwee to kick it off here. Line drive kick, looking for the slack net, and he finds it, and the ball bounces and goes over the end line. And with the way that Amari Jackson's been returning tonight, San Jose needs to put that into the slack net more often, Steve.
Yeah, because, this team thrives on getting after the quarterback, thrives on making defensive plays, and when you put a team inside the 5-yard line on a consistent basis, it's easier for you to do because the offensive coordinator's playbooks shrink a little bit. But with Amari Jackson's exceptional ability tonight to get his ball club out past the 5-yard line has really benefited this Cleveland offense.
On the opening possession, they started at their own 4-yard line. It took them 2 plays to score. David Highland is now in the jack linebacker spot. 1st and 10 from the 5. Deep throw from Austin. Beautiful ball. Caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Colin Taylor down the sideline, beating Eric Crocker. How about that throw from Shane Austin, Pat? Beautiful ball.
Beautiful ball on a sail and up. I mean, it was just, he's going to run the sail route and go. And Shane Austin put it right in the bread basket with K5 trailing him. And I mean, you can't throw it any better way than this. And I'm very surprised Coach Tunn is taking deep shots coming out of his own end zone. This is something they've seen on film throughout the course of the week that they thought they can block the San Jose SaberCats.
And it was K5 beaten on the play. My mistake. The 5 and the 6 resembling each other. PAT is up, and it is good. So this time a 1-play drive for Cleveland. And the PAT up and good. 4:33 to go, second quarter. It's Cleveland 42, San Jose 28. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. Austin to Colin Taylor for the touchdown. Cleveland leads at 42-28. And for Colin Taylor, 5 catches tonight, 84 yards, and 4 touchdowns, Steve. He now has 20 touchdowns on the season.
Well, what this Cleveland Gladiator football team has done so far this evening is they've put together a complete football game against the number 1 defense in the league in one half. What they've done in one half is what most teams try to accomplish or haven't been able to accomplish in a complete 4-quarter game. So this is something where with 4:33 to go in the first half, Coach Walker has to come up with something different. He has to be able to do something to slow this team down because they're firing on all cylinders. Now, San Jose gets it at the beginning of the third quarter, which can get them back from that turnover. But from what I've seen so far, they're not going to be able to stop this Gladiator offense.
And the big 4 of Page Moss, Stewart, Vasquez, and Maka, no sacks so far. And that really has been the calling card of this defense. The pressure up front has contributed to the interceptions at the back. But so far tonight, no turnovers and no sacks. Another line drive kick. Reggie Gray, 5 yards deep to the 5-yard line. Almost made the first man miss. Chris Deeker, the backup quarterback, with the tackle.
Should never make a tackle. Reggie Gray, I need to talk to you at some point next week. You never allow the backup, a quarterback, let alone the backup quarterback make a tackle on you.
one-on-one in the open field.
Deeker getting plaudits and accolades on the bench. Nothing like seeing the guy who makes the tackle go over and put a baseball cap on, Pat.
Exactly. That's Reggie Gray. I need to speak to you this coming week.
Boy, we'll hear about that one in practice. 1st and 10 from the 6. Meyer looks right, throws incomplete. Burrell on a comeback route was open, but the ball sailed high.
We haven't really touched on it because we don't know the extent of the injury, but again, Eric Meyer comes back in his first game in a couple of weeks. He's a little rusty. Timing's a little bit off. And you don't have Darius Reynolds, one of your best receivers on this football team. He went down with an injury. Burrell's played spottingly throughout the course of the season, so it's going to take some timing to get those two on point.
2nd and 10 from the 5. Meyer checks it down. Caught. Tennell. And he gets out past the 15. Good for a first down.
I like that play there. Just a little something to the front side of the field. Check the coverage. Not there. Eric Meyer's going to transition his feet, get his eyes backside, come down to his check down because these Cleveland defenders are running off. It looks like man, but they're running off. It's almost like if you're in the outdoor game and you're playing a press bail technique. They're playing man, but they're actually looking like they're helping on routes coming across the field.
Kamani Jones in at center for San Jose. Flag comes down, and he's going to get flagged for holding here. Reggie Gray with the catch, and a late flag here as well. Composure out there, gentlemen. Things getting a little bit chippy as San Jose faces some frustration. We'll probably have offsetting calls here, Pap.
Yeah, I would assume so, unless they get that on the personal foul, which they didn't see the first one and they saw the second, which would be on Cleveland and then San Jose for the hold.
So the penalties will offset. I mentioned Kamani Jones in at center. He was the one who held there, blocking against Willie McGinnis. No, not that Willie McGinnis. That's Willie McGinnis. This is Willie McGinnis. And, oh, by the way, they also have a Mike Alston. Not Mike Allstott, but Mike Alston. First down repeated from the 15. Meyer has to scramble. Throws it deep into coverage. Caught, touchdown, SaberCats. Adron Tennell might have got away with a baby push-off. Okay, he did. No flag, no call, no worries. Touchdown, SaberCats.
That's the second time Tennell's got away with pushing off, or the first time he was actually blocking downfield. This one, he's going to get jammed to the outside on his route on the backside post coming from the backside. The Jack linebacker's going to get to him, but he fights through, he stays in his route. Eric Myers keeps the play available with his feet, and then towards the end of the play on Dominic Jones, Tennell's going to get a baby push, as you call it, go up and make the catch for the touchdown.
PAT is blocked. This ball is live. Highland recovers it. He's going to throw it, and he had a man open. Rich Ranglin had a chance to maybe catch this. I don't know if it's a live ball or not, but Highland played it out. We got a flag here. Roughing the passer, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. San Jose might get another chance, and then now you're going to get an illegal man downfield probably on that second flag that came out. San Jose may get a chance to get this ball back. You see that great catch right there by Tennell on the screen. I mean, he just goes up after the push.
Maybe he's apologizing for the push there, Steve? What do you think?
No harm, no foul. Hear no evil, see no evil.
Well, let's sort this wild PAT out. Roughing the passer. Well, that's not what Steve Dunn wanted there, Pap.
Yeah, not at all. And you can see that this Cleveland Gladiator coaching staff's a little upset. But Rich Ranglin is the tight end. He is allowed to go downfield to catch a pass, and they're trying to say that he shouldn't have been able to. But even if he was, it would have been offsetting penalties. You need to get mad at your defensive player that had the personal foul.
PAT's second try, and it's up and good. Great hold from Highland. Pertwee bangs it through, and so the margin remains at 7 for the Cleveland Gladiators.
Yeah, that's Coach Ron James out there who's getting mad at the officials for the call. He's the defensive coordinator here in Cleveland, and the one thing the Gladiators have that a lot of teams don't have, SaberCats have it, Cleveland, a good coaching staff. And I don't mean that negatively, that other coaches don't have it, but with the way the pay structure is and the amount of coaches you can have on your staff, a lot of teams have a head coach, and he's an offensive defensive coordinator, and then you have a defensive coordinator, and then a lot of guys that just want to help you coach, or ex-players that have gotten into coaching, where the SaberCats have Cedric Walker, who's been a head coach in the Deuce, Omar Smith, who's been a 3-time champion in Arizona, Coach Arbette, and then you bring back Coach Malley and Coach Jarnigan, who's been a head coach, where Coach Arbette just gets to do the head coaching, where he doesn't have to do anything else. Stevie Tunn is the head coach and the offensive coordinator, but he went out and got Ron James, who was the head coach in Utah, head coach in Pittsburgh, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, which is able to translate to these players as actually having 2 head coaches on staff. That's why Cleveland is as good as they are.
Ron James, outstanding. Stevie Dunn doing a great job as well. Trying to pull off the upset here and give San Jose its first defeat of the year. Onside kick. Ball's loose, and they're going to have to sort this one out. Looked like the SaberCats might have gotten this one, Steve. Pertwee kicked it, and they're going to give it to Cleveland. Inexplicable.
How can you do that? And Burrell got up with the ball, and you can't say there were offsides or illegal touching, because if that was the case, throw your handkerchief. And if you look at the official right there, he just picked up his handkerchief. It was actually on the 11-yard line, so that's when the ball was touched. So you cannot – I don't understand how you're going to give this ball back to the SaberCats. The Gladiators. Mr. Replay official needs to put this up on the board. Yep, that's what Coach Arbette's signaling. Put it up on the board so I can see it, and I need to know if I can challenge it or not. And here we go. So we can actually see. Oh, and this angle's tough. I think it was SaberCat did hit it, but he might have been blocked into it by a Gladiator. We couldn't see it very well from that angle.
Looked like maybe Dante Page-Moss ran into it outside the 10-yard line, but this will stand. It'll be Gladiators' ball, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Big sequence here for San Jose defensively. Shane Austin, the quarterback, looks right, throws, corner, and a flag down to the end zone, but a touchdown for Cleveland. Amari Jackson with a one-hander. And it looks like this flag will be against San Jose, Steve, and the touchdown likely will stand.
Holding or pass interference against Crocker. This reminds me of the 1991 UNLV Duke game, where it just seems like the UNLV running Rebs couldn't do anything right, and Duke was firing on all cylinders. And if you look at this here, this is just a fade route to Amari Jackson. Nothing special about it. Right in the breadbasket.
So another one-play drive for Cleveland. This time it's Amari Jackson. 48 points and a half, Steve, against a San Jose defense that gave up 48 points in a game just once this year.
That's unbelievable, and the way they're doing it. One play, it's so easy, it's quick and easy, and that's something uncharacteristic of this SaberCat defense.
The kicker, Adrian Trevino, might have a tired leg after this one. His 7th PAT is up, and it's good. We've reached the 1-minute warning. San Jose trailing 49-35.
A lot of work to do in halftime for Coach Walker. And now you're San Jose. You got to protect. I would assume an onside kick is coming, so you might have to protect that, because if you give this Gladiator the ball on an onside kick, you're going to be in a world of trouble, down 14.
We want to welcome all of you who had been tuning in to the ESPN 1 broadcast of the Warriors putting the smash on the Houston Rockets. You just saw the score pop up on the screen. Welcome to ESPN 3. So the Warriors now up 3-0. They'll try to finish off the sweep in a game Monday in Houston. And then the Warriors would be in the NBA Finals, Steve Pappen.
Yeah, I mean, what a way to bring joy back to the Bay. I mean, the Giants have been doing it for the last couple of years. Niners did it a couple years ago. Last year fell back a little bit. Raiders, well, I won't even speak on that one. And then now the Warriors. I mean, this team is firing on all cylinders. And sorry to say it, but I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but I'd love to see that finals. I'd love to see that.
What an absolute shame to hear that. Yet somehow you don't root for the Gladiators. This kickoff goes up and over the side boards. That did not make it to the end zone.
Well, let me clarify. I'm a LeBron James fan. If LeBron played for the Warriors, I'd be a Warrior fan. Wherever he goes, I won't lie, I like that team.
So the kick goes out of bounds. So the SaberCats will get it 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Each team with all 3 timeouts. How patient do they want to be here, Steve?
I was just thinking that. I mean, you get the ball at halftime, so you want to go down 7. Normally you go 2 for 1 in this situation, but I think the way Cleveland's playing, you definitely got to get points and then put it on your defense. But I don't expect them to be in too much of a rush. I think San Jose is going to try and take this down and score last and have the last possession.
11 yards to Reggie Gray on the first play. Clock runs down to 40 seconds in the first half. Cleveland leading at 49-35. San Jose undefeated this year at 8-0. And historically, they've been almost unbeatable here in San Jose. 1st and 10. Tennell, high motion. Everyone goes left. Meyer throws. Reggie Gray caught. Touchdown, SaberCats. With 20 seconds to go in the half, Reggie Gray finds the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. And they're a PAT again.
When you get 2 heavyweights like this is very different from the Pacquiao-Floyd Mayweather fight where it was all defense. This is all offense. We haven't seen any defense from either one of these ball clubs tonight, and San Jose is really going to have to play defense this last 20 seconds because down 7, getting the ball, you're in a perfect position. But if you allow a dumb play within the last 20 seconds of the game, you're going to be in trouble.
Nick Pertwee, PAT, is up and good. How about the kicking tonight, Pap? Each kicker perfect. They may have to do what the NFL did and move the PAT back to the, 15-yard line?
Yeah. Well, if they did that in the Arena Football League, it'd get very interesting there because that is a difficult kick to make from such a long distance here in the Arena League. I think you'd have a lot of teams putting that ball on the 1 or 2 and going for 2.
Tell me if I'm crazy or not, but my fix for the outdoor game, not to move the kick back to the 15-yard line, which is still a chip shot. The true fix would be to have the PAT tried from wherever you cross the goal line. In other words, if you go to the corner of the end zone and score, you wouldn't have to kick it from the sideline, but the hash mark would be stretched out, so you'd have to kick that ball from further over on the side.
Well, then that means you'd see a lot of teams trying to score in the middle of the field.
It would definitely
change the
game. You wouldn't see as many fade routes in the red zone. And, when guys tried to score, they'd make sure, like in rugby, the try is tried from wherever you cross the goal line, extended back.
See, I like the new rule a little bit because it's going to make a lot of teams just, figure out if they want to go for the 2-point play or what's more important. If they, it's going to change the strategy of it a little bit. But again, now you're talking if it's a penalty and you move it to the 1, you're going to go for 2, or you're putting together 2-point plays. Or if you got a guy like a Adrian Peterson or those guys that can get you a yard,
right?
The 2-point play is going to be a very interesting go-around in the outdoor game.
Off the net, Amari Jackson runs left, cuts back. He's got some great moves, but not this time. Tackled by Cleveland Thomas. And congratulations to Cleveland Thomas. He now moves from a tie for 8th all-time in tackles to now he's solo 8th. And you know who he's behind, right? Next up on the all-time tackles list, Cedric Walker. Walker with 601.5 career tackles. Cleveland Thomas now with 580.5.
I'm in a couple of those Coach Walker tackles since we face Arizona twice a year, I'm pretty sure. And Cleveland's in good company up there. That tackling list is a prestige honor. You look at it and say, well, they must have been going at you, but that's playing a lot of football and a lot of snaps.
Big sequence here with 16 seconds left. 1st and 10. Throw left side, caught. Goodman out of bounds. Short of the first down, but 13 ticks left for Cleveland. Time for 3, maybe 4 more plays.
Yeah, and Coach Stevie Tunn is a little bit upset because he was hoping Amari Cooper would get a little bit more yards. He only wasted 4 seconds on that kick return, so he's got a little bit of time here. At least 3 plays in the next 13 seconds with 3 timeouts.
2nd down and 3 from the 10. Taylor in high motion. Austin sets, fires, caught. 1st down and a timeout called by Cleveland with 8-7. Tick, 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 tick. They do get the timeout, Steve, with 7 left here in the half.
Good job by the scoreboard, because that could have been stopped at maybe 9, 8 for sure, but him getting it down to 7 really put a damper on Cleveland, because now, and I think that's what Coach Tunn's talking about, is he called that with about 9 seconds and 2 seconds ran off. Where 9 seconds, Dibs, you can definitely get 2, maybe 3 plays. 7 seconds, you're kind of trimmed down to 2, whether the 2 is a deep one to get you set up for an easier field goal or the 2 shots at the end zone. He has 2 plays in 7 seconds.
Colin Taylor, 6 catches for 97 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's had a monster game.
And only a half. The things that he's done so far in a half, we haven't seen receivers do in a complete game.
7 seconds to go in the first half. Cleveland 1st down and 10 from their own 23. They lead it 49-42. High motion goes Taylor. Shane Austin sets, throws, incomplete. And finally, San Jose able to get to the quarterback. And they do it as a team. Stewart, Page Moss, Vasquez, all in on a party in the backfield.
Yeah, and that was one where Taylor took a little bit too long running his route in the middle of the field, and Shane Austin was kind of staying on him and then realized that the mental clock in his head was ticking, tried to come off to Amari Jackson, and by that time, the fearsome 4 was up in his face, putting a lot of pressure on him.
4 seconds to go in the half, and they're going to go for it. Shane Austin under center. High motion goes Taylor, and timeout here called by San Jose. So 4 seconds left, and Ced Walker calls time. Maybe Cleveland rethinks their decision here. Steve, what do you think about them going for it here, just short of midfield?
Well, I think that this is a good call because you've had a couple of plays where you've had one play drive. Amari Cooper's a big receiver. Taylor's playing out of his mind tonight. So this is something where if you can get it back up to that 2-possession game, you're going to take a chance. Kicking a field goal, a missed field goal, you're going to allow Reggie Gray to return it, which could be dangerous for you. Ask Arizona in the Las Vegas Outlaw game earlier in this season. Or a blocked a blocked field goal recovered for a touchdown. So here, I think you're taking a chance. Your chances of getting points are minimal, but you're taking a less of a risk of allowing San Jose to get points by going for it.
Cleveland has scored on all 7 possessions so far tonight. This could be the last play of the half. 2nd down and 10. Austin throws left, caught out of bounds with 1 second left. Well, you pick up 2 yards and you give your coach a heart attack. I don't know where the benefit is here, Pap.
Unless they wanted a little bit more, unless Stevie Tunn was looking for maybe a 5-yard gain or something. I don't know. Or unless Trevino from the 25 and in is perfect. From the 25 and out, he's not. So they wanted to give him some confidence by getting him to the 25. I don't know. But this is very dangerous because when you have a long kick like this, you have a lot of big guys in protecting. So if Reggie Gray was to get a miss, he's going to be going up against a lot of big guys trying to stop him from the missed field goal return.
40-yard field goal try. Trevino kick is up, and it's good. How about that half from the Cleveland Gladiators? Adrian Trevino, the 40-yard exclamation point, and the Gladiators head to the locker room up 52-42.
Well, Coach Tunn knew something we didn't get in those extra 2 yards, but he could have made that one from 10 yards back. That ball was dead center, straight away, long kick. The one thing that I'm very shocked about so far, about the whole first half, 8 possessions, 8 scores. 7 touchdowns and 1 field goal. San Jose needs to correct that in the second half if they want to have a chance.
Cleveland scored more points in the half than any other team has scored an entire game against San Jose. Adjustments to be made for sure. Coming up, the AFL Commissioner, Scott Butera's in the building. Center, San Jose trailing 52-42 in a wild first half of arena football.
Yeah, I wonder when the last time it is that the SaberCats trailed at halftime.
Certainly wasn't this year. Reggie Gray takes the bounding kick of the goal line. Cuts left. Out to the 10, to the 15, jumps over his own man into the boundary. He hurdled over Highland and got a great kick return inside Gladiator territory.
Just what you need if you're San Jose coming out of halftime. Get you some momentum, get you good field position, down 2 possessions. A lot of football to be played. No need to chase the points. Just go out and do what you do. And offensively, they haven't done anything wrong other than the fumble. They need to correct what's going on defensively in order to have a chance at the end of this ball game.
1st and 10 at the Cleveland 23. High motion goes to Nell. Meyer looking, pumping. Now he's going to run it to the 20. Dives down to the 17-yard line. Good heads-up decision that time by the quarterback.
Yeah, good job, Meyer, looking down for everything's covered. Cleveland's playing that zone. They're playing like matchup zones. They're coming off, switching receivers, a little I&O going on in the secondary. And the jack linebacker runs out. Eric Meyer doesn't see anything and does a good job of getting down. But anytime Eric Meyer is involved in any kind of slide or any kind of contact, you kind of wince a little bit and hope that he's okay.
He got 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Meyer, right side. Flip it. Caught. Burrell, 10. 5. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Touchdown, SaberCats. DeAndre Burrell, his first touchdown of the night, and San Jose within 3.
Again, not a problem offensively other than the fumble, and that's just SaberCats 2 plays down the field, a run, a quick pass out to Burrell, who sees the zone coverage, finds the gaps in the zone coverage as the DBs are still chasing receivers because they're looking in zone, is able to get in the end zone and get his team on the board early on in the 3rd quarter.
PAT up and good. Nick Pertwee hits it. 13-17 to go, 3rd quarter. San Jose cuts into the lead. It's Cleveland 52, San Jose 49. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. Pump, 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 pump. They're feeling it here, Pap, at the SAP Center. Next to the Kiss Cam, America's favorite, the fist pump cam.
Yeah. The only time I get excited is the fist pump.
Gladiators lead at 52-49.
I can't kiss Cam too much, Dibs. It's me and you, and that's not on the menu.
Congrats to the people of Ireland for making that choice today, though.
Yeah. Well,
as we get political for just a moment here, Steve.
Yeah.
You led me to it. Ireland voting today to legalize same-sex unions.
I'll take the blame.
Thankfully, the kickoff comes. Pertwee deep into the end zone. Stepping on the line is Amari Jackson, fighting out to the 5-yard line. Jackson has been phenomenal back there on kick returns. This time he only able to get back to the 5-yard line, though.
Yeah, they've done a good job the last 2 times in the slack net and the one right before the end of the half of stopping Amari Jackson. And I think the other ones where he was able to break loose, it wasn't a great scheme, great blocking. It was Amari Jackson making plays that football players do, breaking a few tackles, cutting back, making things happen. Other than that, the SaberCats have really contained him tonight.
1st and 10, Cleveland from the 5-yard line. Their lead down to just 3 points. Throw left side, caught out near midfield. Andy Cruz, the wide receiver, onto the field for the first time.
Yeah, first time getting a chance to see him, and that's, you don't know if Amari Jackson's just tired but we just came back out of the first half, or they're just trying to
get the feet wet of Cruz, but he does a good job there of running a sail route and flattened it out a little bit because of the throw. Shane Austin was able to complete it, but again, the SaberCat defensive backs aren't even close to these receivers.
Colin Taylor in high motion. 1st and 10 from the 24. Shane Austin throws middle, caught, first down. Ken Fontenette closed on the play, but he was too late.
Yeah, this reminds me of an old school movie, White Man Can't Jump. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson with the, it's too easy. I mean, this is just too easy for this Cleveland Gladiator offense tonight. I mean, they're a step ahead of San Jose. They're playing faster. They're playing more aggressively because they're just taking what San Jose's given them.
That movie, by the way, based on my life story. 1st and 10 from the 13. High motion is Jackson. He's back in. Throw right side. Caught. Jukage along the boundary. Dominic Goodman, a little reverse pivot. Got some yards after the catch.
They're a step ahead. I mean, that is just, let me check my motion receiver. He's going to run the deep route, whether it's the post corner, the sail, and my 2 other receivers are just going to run checkdowns, and I'm going to read my routes. Nothing's there. I'm going to throw to my checkdowns, and that is because all season long the Gladiators have only given up 5 sacks all season, so they do a very good job of protecting Shane Austin.
2nd and 5 from the 8. High motion is Colin Taylor. Austin throws toward Taylor, broken up. David Highland in the jack linebacker spot with a pass breakup, his 7th of the year, and it brings up 3rd down. And I want to get this right, Pat, but I believe this is the first 3rd down Cleveland has faced tonight.
Yep, I was just thinking the same exact thing, Gibbs. First 3rd down, and this is where uncharted water for them. They're going to go for the touch 2 downs here. So if you're San Jose, you got to be thinking you got 2 downs to stop them.
Crowd's into it. Goodman high motion. Austin throws it complete. He had the man open. Fontenette was beaten on the play, but Goodman couldn't bring it in, and that brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Goodman runs the smash route where he's going to he makes the defensive back, I don't know if it was Fontenette or Crocker, think they're going over to the over route to the corner of the end zone, and then just puts on the brakes, smashes back out. Good throw by Austin, a little low, but as a receiver, if you get your hands on the ball, you have to make that catch, which would have been a touchdown for his ball club.
San Jose best in the league at defensive 4th downs, allowing just 18%. 4th and goal. Austin throws left side, caught short though. Ken Fontenette, the big hit.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. The official up top, he cheated. The official up top had it marked off deep, and then the official to our side has it short, and I think they're going to go with the one to our side.
I wasn't even close, Pat.
Yeah, I thought so too.
The pass was well short.
The official up top, Dibs, had him a yard past the mark, and I was thinking there was no way that was going to stand.
So the throw, a check down, not enough. They get 4 yards on 4th and 5, and it looks like Steve Thunn is going to want to take a look at this for a review challenge.
Setting yourself up for failure here. That wasn't even close.
Well, it's the first time they've been stopped this entire game. So they're not used to being stopped. They will go ahead and take a review here.
Not even close.
Austin hit Colin Taylor on the play, and it looked like he barely got past the 5-yard line, let alone to get down to the 3, which is what they would need for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a design play from the get-go. They weren't going for the end zone. They were going for a quick bubble screen out to Taylor, to blocking in front of him with San Jose playing off a little bit, and have the ability to get the 1st down on just a bubble screen. Unfortunately for them, I think he was stopped way short.
Well, it's an interesting challenge here and a very big moment in this football game. Cleveland leads it 52-49. The Gladiators have scored 7 touchdowns and a field goal on their 8 possessions. This would be the first stop for San Jose's defense.
And only down 3 points. You know, in that situation, I understand you're clicking on all cylinders, but in that situation, I might have kicked the field goal, which would have put me up 6 points, keeps me in the ball game. A missed field goal, a missed PAT by San Jose, I'm still in the ball game. San Jose gets out and gets up by 8, I still have a chance at the end of the ball game. By going for it now and not accomplishing that, if San Jose were to score, now the momentum is switched and now you're chasing them.
Well, the thinking, obviously, Pap, is that 4th down from the 8, you can get a first down at the 3-yard line. It's not a score or bust situation. So you figure you get down to the 3-yard line, you get 4 more downs and a chance to still punch it in. We're awaiting the official announcement of this review. John Love, our referee, underneath right now, lower left of your screen.
It looks like they're making their way back out.
And after review, they in fact are short, and the SaberCats will take over on downs.
Good job by the defense. That's what you wanted. Coming out, get you quick points, stop them, and now for the first time in the ball game, the Gladiators defense is going to be on edge a little bit because now they're protecting that goal line, protecting their lead.
1st and 10, San Jose from their own 4. Eric Meyer looks left, throws, caught. DeAndre Burrell breaks away and gets a first down.
Good job there. Eric Myers out of his own end zone throws a check down to Burrell. And again, Terry Malley is on point with this Cleveland Gladiator defense. They're playing a lot of off coverage. They're playing man in a sense, but what it is it's man help. So the backside DB, if he gets a post route, is going to help the front side corners or the front side safeties taking away the corner route and things of that nature. And what you do to that is you just throw underneath it. You throw before they have a chance to declare their routes.
1st down and 10 from the 16. Meyer pressured, has to just throw it away. Anthony DeGrate came through unblocked on Meyer. Looked like they had leaked out Rich Ranglin that time, trying to find the big fella, but Cleveland broke up the play. We have a flag down here. Intentional grounding, the call. Well, I didn't see the flag down until very late, Pap. I thought he might have had a receiver out there in that area.
Yeah, and we're way up here, and I can hear Coach Malley telling him the same thing from up here. And there was a receiver out there. I think the reason why they threw it is because it was a screen. He wasn't actually throwing it to the receiver. This one might get picked up. They're still talking about it because there was a receiver out there along the wall and Rich Ranglin running that way.
Gives us a great opportunity to talk about Al Granado, Andy Warner, Terry Valenti, and Craig Faulkner, our officiating crew tonight. And once again, here's John Love, although perhaps we'll get an explanation.
I think he's going to pick it up. Exactly.
So there you go. I wasn't seeing things. There was a receiver over in the area.
Yeah, and that was Ron James lobbying for that, and that's what defensive coordinators do. You never know. Referee might listen to you, and they actually did through the flag, but after a conference came to their senses.
2nd and 10, San Jose from the 16. Gray in high motion. Meyer looks his way, throw, caught, first down, San Jose. Reggie Gray breaks free across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Pickup of 15 on the play.
Well, you know, Dib, they got that play all night long because these Cleveland Gladiators are playing so far off. They're giving these receivers such a big cushion that you have that throw all night long. You just have to be leery of the jack linebacker running to that field side and getting in the way of that throw.
1st and 10 from the 18. Tennell high motion. Meyer stumbles again. Flips it out and incomplete over the head of Adrian Tennell. Meyer's gotten tangled a couple times trying to come away from center.
Yeah, and this time with Jones being at the center, you don't Kamani Jones at the center, if that's something that, how many snaps did they get in practice? How much work have they done tonight in pregame and things like that, where it might be where his center is stepping back, because the Gladiators do have a pretty good front with Willie McGinnis at the nose guard, putting a lot of pressure on Jones, might be forcing him back into Meyer.
2nd down and 10. Meyer with time. Nice block from Odie Armstrong, who lost his helmet. Flag down. High throw caught by Tennell. short of the sticks. And this will go against San Jose for holding. And again, Kamani Jones getting called for the hold here.
McGinnis is a workaholic. He's putting good technique, good leverage, getting under his pads and forcing Kamani Jones to hold. And I saw Odie Armstrong's helmet fly off, and that makes me think that you might have had hands to the face on the defense if a helmet flies off, but no harm, no foul, I guess. So San Jose's put in a deep situation here on second down.
All the offense in the first half, and things have slowed now here in the second half. Second down at 20 from the 22. Eric Meyer looking, throw, caught. Reggie Gray knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Nice touch pass that time from Meyer.
Yeah, and that was set up by the offensive line, giving him time, giving him pressure. Burrell was in motion, runs a little check down route right here. Then you get the deep route by Tennell, and then Reggie Gray on the underneath clearing route, and he was able to find him and get him into a manageable third down. But you touched on the offense is kind of stagnant here in the third quarter, and that's what these coaches do. Great coaches go into halftime, and they make the quality adjustments needed to help their team win.
Third down and 7 from the 15. San Jose's second third down of the night. Ranglin on the screen. Touchdown, SaberCats. How do you sneak a big man out? Well, San Jose just did. Ranglin's fourth touchdown of the year, and the SaberCats finally have the lead.
Well, Rich Ranglin probably thinks he's about 6'3", 200 pounds. He thinks he is one of the sexy ones out there, one of the athletes. And second week in a row, he's caught the touchdown. Second week in a row, he's been able to get in the end zone for this SaberCat team. And that is what he does. I mean, he is that good to where he's able to get down the field. You don't see him catching passes at the line of scrimmage. You see him down the field.
PAT from Pertwee is up, and it is good. 5:31 to go, third quarter. The SaberCats finally in front. They lead the Gladiators 56-52. You're watching the Arena League on ESPN 3. Back at the SAP Center, and for the first time tonight, San Jose with the lead, 56-52 on the Cleveland Gladiators. Pertwee's kick off the panel. Amari Jackson 5 yards deep. Up the middle, David Highland with the tackle about the 10-yard line. You got to wonder what Cedric Walker, defensive coordinator, said in the locker room at halftime, but whatever the message, San Jose's defense has come out inspired here in the second half.
And that's what's going to get them back in the ball game. That's what they're going to win this ball game on, is their defensive prowess. They're going to have to get back into it playing SaberCat football. Offense is doing what they're doing, but if you're trailing or behind or a team scores on 8 possessions in the first half, you need to do something differently in order to give your ball club a chance to win.
Well, in a league known for offense, San Jose's defense has been extraordinary this year, allowing opponents just 34.9 points a game. No team before tonight had scored more than 48 points. And yet tonight, Cleveland with 52 in the first half alone.
Yeah, that was very shocking. And I know that locker room was very adamant about coming out in the second half and dominating, because with the game being on ESPN3, a lot of teams are seeing this, and a lot of teams are getting the recipe to how you beat San Jose, and that's something that you don't want to allow teams to get. You want to keep that dominance on the defensive side of the ball, and that's something I'm sure they went into halftime and really perfected or designed a way schematically to get it done.
Well, so far, schematics-wise, has looked good for San Jose in the second half. Each team with one possession. Check that, San Jose with 2 possessions. They scored on both of them. Cleveland held out of the end zone for the first time on their first possession here in the second half.
Oh, that's John, my buddy on the board. He coached at Gunderson on my JV team. Ain't that something? Oh, wow.
Good old kiss cam.
Yeah.
It gets no better than that, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, none at all.
And we are getting set to get back to live football here. 5:21 to go, third quarter. And the Gladiators have it, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Shane Austin, the quarterback. He looks to throw, sets back, throws, caught. Out to midfield, Colin Taylor. What a game Colin Taylor's had. 9 catches now, 4 touchdowns, and he's over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, it's becoming routine for this Gladiator team coming out of a defensive possession into an offensive possession. It seems like the first play when they're backed up is the little quick screen. The play they do when they have a little bit of breathing room is the sail route to Colin Taylor on the out, and he's been in front of K5 all night long.
Austin 20 for 28. He's got 7 touchdowns. Here he is, Shane, looking for number 8. This one's caught along the boundary. The big man, Dominic Goodman, fighting for yardage, gets out inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Goodman coming off a 9-catch, 3-touchdown game from a week ago.
Yeah, and that was a good job right there by Shane Austin, because he had Cruz going on the post corner for the big score down the field, but Crocker does a good job of holding him off and not allowing him to throw that and have to come down to the check down to Goodwin.
Pick up a 7, 2nd down and 3. It's a running play. The big man, Philip Keith Manley. 3 names, 3 yards, and a first down for Cleveland.
That is a big man. And I want to say, and I might be wrong and I might be dating myself, but didn't Dexter Manley wear 72?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so, yeah. It kind of reminiscent to the old Washington Redskins. Dexter Manley right there, with Manley on a good job on their first rush for the night. And that was just a play to make sure Coach Stevie Tunn keeps the chains moving.
Actually 4 yards. 1st and 10 for the 14. High motion is Taylor. Throw his way, caught inside the 10. Taylor dragging multiple SaberCats, never goes down, but is whistled after a 7-yard pickup.
Both of these football teams in the secondary tonight have been playing a lot on off coverage, giving up a lot of cushion, and San Jose's starting to do it in the second half so far. Now you see Cleveland on a first down play, 3-step drop. You just run the quick hitch in front of K5, which doesn't allow the jack linebacker to get David Highland to get over in front of it, and that's putting yourself in a manageable short, 2nd and short.
From the 7-yard line, under 3 minutes, third quarter. Austin, fade route, corner, incomplete. Fontenette and Highland bracketing the coverage on Andy Cruz. And that'll bring up just the 2nd third down of the night for the Cleveland offense.
Yeah, I was a little shocked there when I looked at him throwing the fade route to Andy Cruz, but when you look at the stat sheet, he is 6'4". From up here, he doesn't look that tall and rangy of a receiver, but they picked the right guy. It was just a poor throw by the quarterback trying to go back shoulder.
They all look about 2'4" from up here, Pap. 3rd down and 4 from the 7-yard line. Jackson high motion. 3 receivers left. Austin steps up, throws incomplete. The pocket was collapsing on Shane Austin. Paige Moss and Jason Stewart, former Defensive Player of the Year, collapsing that pocket, and 4th down again for Cleveland.
Well, this is the second
consecutive fourth down possession we've seen, and this is something that is very indicative of the SaberCats defense. This is how they're used to playing. The problem was in the first half, Dibs, it was one play touchdown, 2 play. They were big plays. They didn't really drive. Now that you're putting Cleveland in a situation where they have to make football plays, they're struggling.
7th play of the drive. 4th down. Austin throws, corner, incomplete. The SaberCats hold. Eric Crocker on the coverage. The Gladiators want a flag, and they're not going to get it.
Quit crying, Dwight Howard. Played football. Good football play. You're going to have some incidental contact. You're going to have bumping and grinding going on. Excuse the term, but you're going to have that. And that's what this ball game has turned into. It was a middleweight fight. It was a middleweight fight in the first half. We're just throwing punches as fast as we can go. Now it's become a heavyweight fight. You have to make plays. Those big plays aren't coming as easy for Cleveland, and they're struggling.
Cleveland, 13 plays, no scores here in the third. 1st and 10, San Jose. Burrell, nice catch and a good second effort. He'll pick up about 6 on 1st down.
Good job, Meyer, just getting out, keeping the momentum, keeping the tempo going, keeping the confidence of your throws. I'm sure a shot is coming here pretty soon. But, again, once the Gladiators commit to playing man-to-man or tightening the cushion, we should get a big throw. Until then, you're going to get the underneath stuff.
Under a minute to go, third quarter. Hurricane screen. Reggie Gray chopped down by Justin Hanna, but Reggie Gray with a 1st down. And we've got some extracurriculars. Kamani Jones involved for San Jose. No flags down yet. And I say yet because the meet and greet continues, Pat.
Yes, sir. And again, Fred Shaw seems to be in on it a lot of times, and he was one of those defensive backs that was with that San Antonio team that talked a lot of trash, played up in guys' face, didn't play with his pads, wanted to play with his mouth. And again, you went from being up 14 to down 4, so now your attitude changes. Now that confidence, that smack talk, you can't get away with because you're on the defensive now. Like I said, in a heavyweight fight, you get hit in the mouth on a jab, it hurts. In a middleweight fight, you get hit in the jab, okay, we keep fighting. And I think the SaberCats have taken this game to a heavyweight fight.
Couple of body blows and an uppercut from San Jose, and they've got the lead back. We're through 3 quarters at the SAP Center, and the SaberCats lead it 56-52. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN3. Welcome back to the SAP Center, where the Jubilee Choir taking center stage. Slightly off stage, we've got a field covered with yellow markers and 2 teams ready to fight, Pap. That's what you would call a juxtaposition. Adorable kids in the front, angry adults in the back.
Exactly. That was one where the bell rang, go to your neutral corners, but at some point, someone, and we weren't able to see it, we just saw flags flying. They got into a fisticuff down there again, and I saw Rich Wrangling, who's always in the middle of it. He was in there again, moving guys out of the way. Fred Shaw again was in there. Jermaine Richardson. So it's going to be interesting to see how they score this one. Kamani Jones was in there. How they assess this for the penalty is probably going to be offsetting, but this is something where you've had a pretty good football game so far. back and forth. It's gone, SaberCats' way now, but you don't want this game to lose its luster with guys getting their attitudes or the negative play. And a lot of it, and I'm not saying it's not the SaberCats' fault, but a lot of it is because Cleveland came in here, jumped out to a 14-point lead, carried it, didn't score in the third quarter, and now you start to come back to reality as far as San Jose's the best team in the league for a reason. You hit them with your best shot, they took it, and now it's back on you, and now you start playing with your mouth instead of your pads.
So Colin Madison hit with a personal foul during the intermission, Pap. You don't see that often where a player is flagged during the timeout, but this is going to hurt just a little bit. San Jose goes from 1st and 10 at the 19 all the way back to their own 9-yard line. So a 10-yard dead ball penalty. It will be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that's one where, in the fourth quarter, a lot of teams bring their teams up on the field and they talk and they, it's fourth quarter, tell them what they got to do. And both teams were doing that. And that probably happened as San Jose was passing the Cleveland huddle to get back to the field.
1st and 10 from the 9. Eric Meyer throws it underneath. Reggie Gray caught. He's got room. Cuts to the outside. Stays on his feet to the 15, down to the 10. A flag down, though, back at the line of scrimmage. And this feels like it'll be holding against San Jose. And it is.
Did he say 54 again or 64?
I think he said 70 this time, Steve.
70.
Maybe we'll see it on the instant replay. I thought it was Colin Madison who was flagged here.
I think they did say 70. And good job, Dibbs. And I think that this is something where San Jose just needs to get their composure because that was an 8-yard pass or a 10-yard pass that Reggie Gray turned into a big play. It's there all night long. Just take it because Cleveland's playing so far off with their defenders that you can have that play all night long, as Lionel Richie would say.
1st and 15 from the 4. You're on fire. Gray caught to the outside of the 15 to the 20. Pushed into the barrier. First down, SaberCats. He juked once, twice, 3 times the SaberCat as I reach to keep up. Gray out to the 23-yard line, a pickup of 19.
And that's Dominic Jones again, giving up so much cushion. And I don't know if he's afraid to get beat deep or that's just the defensive plan tonight. But Coach Malley is way too smart in advance of an offensive coordinator to see what you're doing and just take what you give him. He's not going to go over the top if you're not giving him over the top. And when you give the ball to Reggie Gray, big play, anything happens once it's in his hands.
High motion from Tennell. Meyer drifts. Holding again will be the call. This one thrown away. San Jose just cannot get out of its own way on this drive right now as the penalties continue to pile up. This one goes against Odie Armstrong, the fullback.
This Gladiator defense is pretty good up front. Not very comparable to the SaberCats, so they're putting a lot of pressure. They're trying to make something happen, trailing here by 4, and San Jose just needs to do a better job of getting their hands inside the defenders' pads and blocking them, and that's just when you get lazy or you don't move your feet or you get out of your technique when you hold.
3rd penalty against San Jose on this drive. We had 101 points in the first half. We've had 14 in the second. Meyer with time fires, caught Burrell. This is out near the original line of scrimmage. DeAndre Burrell's had a nice game coming off the bench here tonight, Pap, after Darius Reynolds got shaken up early in this ball game.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the SaberCats have been able to do for years, and it seems like we discuss it every time, on our show is quarterback goes down. Nathan Stanley comes in as the backup, 17 touchdowns, no interceptions. Receivers go down. Someone always pops up. You're playing a team that doesn't have Ben Nelson, their number 1 receiver. He's been out. The next man up, and that's just a testament to this coaching staff.
2nd and 9 for the 24. Meyer looks for Gray, can't find him, throws right side, caught Burrell. East to west, but he's able to go north to south and get down to the 19-yard line. Gutsy effort from DeAndre Burrell. Back-to-back catches. It'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, good job there. Great effort catching a little hitch route after the check down to Reggie Gray wasn't there and making something happen, making it a manageable 3rd. But if you're the Cleveland Gladiators and Ron James, and I know you're professional athletes, but on Monday or Tuesday, whenever they go back to practice, they need to have a tackling circuit because their tackling tonight is very poor at best.
3rd and 2 from the 19. 12 minutes to go. SaberCats lead by 4. Tennell high motion. Meyer straight back with time. Now pressured, he has to roll. Still looking. Fires. End zone, out of bounds, incomplete. Reggie Gray was open for a moment along the barrier, but the connection not made. This brings up a 4th down here. And with a 4-point lead, any temptation here to try to kick, Pap?
Nah, too early in the ball game, and I think, 4th and 10, 4th and 12 maybe, but 4th and 2 or 3, Coach Malley has too much confidence in this offense. You got Reggie Gray. You're going to be able to get this because I don't see Cleveland tightening up the coverage too much.
They're playing off Gray in high motion. Gray runs a dig route. He was open. Meyer keeps it and runs it 1st down to the 15. Smart play there from Eric Meyer. He had Reggie Gray, didn't deliver it, but then broke free and ran for the 1st.
Doesn't matter how you get it, throwing, running with your own legs, giving it to the fullback. As long as you move the chains, that's the name of the game. And I thought Eric Meyer had an opportunity to run for the 1st down on 3rd down. He intended to throw the ball away and live to play another down. But I thought he could have had it on 3rd, but he got it on 4th.
8th play of the drive. San Jose sucking the life out of Cleveland with this long drive. Meyer sets, fires underneath, caught. Reggie Gray to the 5, pushes to the end zone, and he scores! Touchdown, SaberCats! Reggie Gray, what a great athletic move to stay on his feet and go in from 14 yards out, and the Cats lead by 10.
If any of my football players over at Independence High School happen to watch this game, we do not tackle like that. You will not be on my football team doing that. And that's just bad effort. You're in a ball game. You got a chance to win. You got to bring guys down. That's guys wanting to hit with their shoulder, want to deliver the YouTube or the Facebook or the Snapchat or whatever these kids do nowadays, hit instead of rapping and bringing Reggie Gray down. Great effort by Reggie Gray.
Periscope maybe as well. PAT up and good. Don't forget to Vine it and put it on your Instagram.
Yeah. All that stuff these kids do.
If you wrap up, you don't make it on the internet, Pap. 10:09 to go in the ball game. The SaberCats have taken control. They lead Cleveland 63-52. You're watching the Arena League and getting Lionel Richie references for free on ESPN3. Back at the SAP Center, the SaberCats leading at 63-52. Cleveland yet to score in the second half. Deep kick taken near the bar by Jackson. Flag comes down. 2 flags down for good measure. The umpire and the back judge both showing nice range with their yellow hankies. This one likely against the receiving team. Amari Jackson has slowed down just a little bit, Pap. He's had some great returns, but this one's going to come back.
Well, it seems to me that the SaberCat coaching staff had a bit more adamant conversation with their football team than this Gladiator team did. It seems almost like the Gladiator staff went into the locker room and said, hey, you're doing a great job, keep it up, where the SaberCats told their team exactly what you needed to do to get back in this ball game, and so far have played the type of football we were expecting to see and really made this Gladiator team in the second half look average.
Eric Meyer, 28 for 35, 371 yards and 8 touchdowns. What a game from Eric Meyer. Other than the fumble on the first snap of the night, he's been spectacular.
Yeah, and again, he's other than the fumble, he's reading his routes, going to his checkdowns. Not a lot of his throws have been downfield. You haven't had a lot of 30 or 40-yard completions, but he's given it to his receivers with space and time away from these Gladiator tacklers, and they're able to turn short gains into big plays, which in turn go to Eric Meyer's stats as well.
Shane Austin tonight, 22 of 33, 269 yards and 7 touchdowns. Virtually all of that coming in the first half. Second half, Cleveland had a 6-play drive, end at the 8-yard line of San Jose, and then they had a 7-play drive, end at the 7-yard of San Jose.
Well, the difference is, Dibbs, is first half, no third down conversions, no third down attempts. Second half, you haven't converted a third down, and then even more, you haven't converted a fourth down conversion. So the SaberCats have kind of tightened the screws down here in the second half on that Gladiator offense.
Big possession for Cleveland. Shane Austin under center, Andy Cruz in high motion. Got away from the first man. They throw deep to Cruz on a double move, incomplete. He had Fontenette beaten there. Cruz was in high motion, and that might have been a triple move.
Thank
Pat.
you. I was waiting for that one. Yes, it was. I mean,
he ran it up, he stopped. He ran across, he stopped. He went and checked with the coaching staff and then ran deep.
Put the hand up like Randy Moss, like I'm going to the deep route now. Yeah, and I mean that just. But again, that doesn't happen if the protection isn't there. But now you see you're getting out of character. Just run the dig route. If it's not there, throw the ball away.
Protection's been great tonight. San Jose's front four hasn't had much action. Quick throw to the sideline, caught. Nice tackling there. Eric Crocker bringing down Dominic Goodman and setting up another third down for this Cleveland offense.
Yeah, Crocker right there. If he would have initiated that fast twitch muscle in those calves, he might have had a pick right there, pick 6, because he saw it but just didn't react quick enough. And it might have been because the afraidness of the double move, because right now you're winning the ball game. You don't want to give up anything cheap. But great job right there of forcing a third down.
3rd and 5 from the 10. Cleveland 0 for 2 on third down. Austin steps up, throws, caught, first down. Good tough catch by Andy Cruz coming across the formation. He'll get 10 yards and they'll move the chains.
Good job right there of Shane Austin stepping up, finding Cruz. But if you're San Jose, you'll take that all night because the clock is going tick, tick, tick all night long. You do not want to give up the quick score. You want to make these Gladiators take as much time as possible, because the last 2 possessions they've had inside the 10-yard line, you've been able to stop them. So as long as you can make them drive the length of the field, you have a chance.
1st and 10 from the 20. All 3 receivers left. Screen underneath. Kit O'Brien, incomplete. They don't go to the big man Cobb. They don't give it to Manley. This time they try Kit O'Brien, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, again, that was Coach Tunn trying to get a cheap one, trying to catch San Jose in a defense where they're blitzing or the jack linebacker isn't sitting there. But when you try and sneak out a guy that's 325 pounds, it's kind of hard to do. And good job by San Jose keeping him at bay.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. High motion goes Taylor. Shane Austin fires deep. Receiver fell down. Fontenette intercepts it. He wants to bring it back. He gets to the 10 to the 15. Cuts across the field to the 20. Stays on his feet and is pulled down at the 21-yard line. You may be looking at the AFL Defensive Player of the Year, Ken Fontenette, his 8th interception, and the SaberCats take it back.
Well, when they tell you the game of football is 4 quarters, the game of football is 2 halves, this is why they tell you that, because this defense has come out and stifled this Gladiator offense. Right there, Shane Austin is looking for his receiver on the post route. Ken Fontenette is playing over the top. He falls down and then tries to make something happen, and then all you see is these Gladiators going to the officials complaining. That was great defense. They've figured out what you're trying to do to them and taken advantage of it and turned the tide into their favor.
What a halftime adjustment from Ced Walker and the SaberCats defense. Here's Meyer trying to make him pay, lobs it toward Gray. Gray was in the area, and it's incomplete. Unlike the outdoor game, the clock, though, runs on the incomplete pass. 6:30 to go, fourth quarter. SaberCats lead at 63-52.
And this is something where the clock is on SaberCats' side. You're up you're up 11, so you have the opportunity to milk the clock because they're 2 scores down. But right there, Eric Meyer doesn't force anything. Reggie Gray was covered. I'll throw the ball away, live to play another down.
2nd and 10 for the 21. High motion is Tennell. Meyer protected. It breaks down. Throws under. Incomplete. Reggie Gray bobbled it, had it, and then bobbled it again. Nice coverage on the play by Dominic Jones, and a 3rd down now for the San Jose offense.
Yeah, the Gladiators have kind of tightened up the coverage a little bit here down 11 and the time ticking. They need a stop. They don't need a 4-play and then a first down. They need a turnover or a stop right here on this possession, this opening series, because they need to get the ball back. I mean, this is a team, 52 points in 30 minutes in the first half. 25 minutes of the second half, they have not scored a point, so their defense needs to get their offense an opportunity.
3rd and 10. Meyer steps up. He's got a man. Tennell toward the end zone. Incomplete. Joe Finnessy on the coverage. Flag down here behind the line of scrimmage as well. Looks like this is going to go against San Jose, Pat.
Looks like another hold. They're going to decline this one and just make it 4th down. Oh, hands to the face that time. Big play here, Dibbs. If you get a first down, you're going to be able to – if you get a first down here, you're almost going to be able to take this clock down to the 1 minute warning. If you don't, you're giving the ball back to the Gladiators on your side of the field, down 2 scores, but in perfect position to get themselves back in the ball game.
5:10 to go and counting. SaberCats are 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Gray in high motion. Meyer has to roll. Flag down for holding. This won't count. Reggie Gray dropped it anyway. This will be a turnover on downs. Although, wait, Pap, we have 2 flags down in the secondary as well. San Jose may get bailed out here, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like it. They're going to get either illegal defense or illegal contact or something from the defense, which is going to offset it, which will give San Jose a second opportunity to get a first down.
Holding on Odie Armstrong. And holding defense on Dominic Jones. They offset. Will redo 4th down. A huge break for San Jose.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I'm in big favor of, and it will never happen. In that situation and in offsettings like that, play stands. It's Cleveland's ball. See, I don't like the fact that you get 2 penalties, they offset, and you replay it. I figure if no harm, no foul on both sides, the play stands, whether it was good or bad, and you move on.
That play never happened, Steve. 4th and 10 from the 21. Cats another chance. Looked like Cleveland might have jumped, no flag. Meyer throws, caught. No, he dropped it. Burrell dropped it inside the 20. He was right at the marker. The throw was behind him a little bit, but DeAndre Burrell got both hands on it. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
He was looking to see where the defensive back was. He reached around, good hip turn to grab the ball, but he was waiting for the hit. He was waiting to see where that defensive back was, and thus lost the concentration of the ball, thus dropping it. And that's one where if he had it all over again, when he watches it on film, he's going to be upset because he had the completion. He was more worried about where the defender was than bringing the ball in.
Okay, big turnover for Cleveland. 1st and 10 at the San Jose 21. Cleveland down 11. Austin throws. Oh, broken up. Nearly intercepted again by Ken Fontenette. He almost got number 9 on the year right there, Pap.
Ken Fontenette does a great job of undercutting that ball. Shane Austin never should have thrown it. If you watch here the replay, good pressure in his face. He gets bumped and he throws it off of his back foot. And Ken Fontenette, had he brought his right hand up, would have had another interception. He tried it with the one hand.
Screen pass, incomplete. They tried to get Kit O'Brien out. Clock runs, 3:40 to go and counting. And it's another 3rd down for Cleveland. This one 3rd and 10 from the 21.
Easy to call plays as an offensive coordinator when you're up by 14. When you're down by 11, you're trailing, nothing's going right. I mean, that was a great call, but he had his receiver open, O'Brien. He just wasn't able to complete it. But things change when you're in a hostile environment against the best team in the league. and you trail, things change dramatically.
See if they go to Amari Jackson. He's in high motion. Austin sets, fires, incomplete. Dominic Goodman was between the Jack linebacker and the secondary, but they couldn't hook it up. And another fourth down for the Cleveland offense here in the second half.
Great defense. I'll tell you what. First half, we were looking at this, Dibs, and we're going, oh, what is wrong with this defense? And there, Cleveland came out hot. They came out on fire. But if you put the second half on, the score is 0 points for Cleveland. This is what this defense does. They gave up 52, but no need to panic because they've gotten back into their groove.
4th and 10. Huge play for Cleveland. Austin throws, incomplete. Trying to find Amari Jackson, and the SaberCats stifle Cleveland for the 4th time here in the second half. A tale of two halves here tonight at the SAP Center, and the SaberCats hold again.
Yep, and it goes back to the Spokane shot game. It goes back to the Las Vegas Outlaw game. Teams jump out on San Jose or they get big plays. The one-play drives are not going to beat San Jose. The one-play touchdown, the two-play touchdown, the 40-yarder, the big gain touchdowns won't beat them. You must be able to drive the length of the field and get first downs. And in the second half, when the SaberCats forced Cleveland to do that, they have been unable to do that.
1st and 10 for the 21. San Jose trying to salt this one away. Meyer has to throw it away. Up and over the receiver, Burrell. Cleveland wants intentional grounding. And the referee's going to go over and ask about it. The clock runs. And here comes the flag, Steve. There it is. Flag on the play. Intentional grounding will be the call, which doesn't hurt San Jose very much. The clock down to 1:42 now.
Exactly. All it's going to do is push them back a little bit. And now if you're Cleveland, you got to pin your ears back and try and make something happen. But if you're San Jose, instead of you being 2nd and 10, you're going to be 2nd and 15, which in Arena Football League isn't that big of a deal, especially with Cleveland playing so far off. But again, I think there was a receiver out there on the check down route. He just runs further into towards the quarterback instead of staying to the wall, thus forcing the official to call the penalty.
Ken Fontenette, by the way, 8 interceptions now on the year. The record for a season, 16. Rashawn Kaiser for Orlando back in 2011.
Wow.
So he's on pace
yeah,
for 16 picks. Cleveland Thomas, by the way, in 2013 with 15. That's the SaberCats record.
K5 is close, going to be close to that.
2nd down to 15. Meyer checks it down, caught Burrell. Out just short of midfield, and the clock will run all the way down to the 1-minute warning.
Great hands right there by Burrell coming back and aggressively grabbing that ball. Strong hands going up high, catching at its highest point.
DeAndre Burrell, 8 catches for 79 yards tonight off the bench, but how about Reggie Gray? 13 grabs, 175, and 4 touchdowns for Reggie Gray. We've reached the 1-minute warning here in San Jose. The SaberCats lead the Gladiators 63-52. You're watching Arena Football on ESPN 3. Back at the SAP Center, Dan Dibley alongside Steve Pappen. Tale of two halves for the SaberCats defense. They give up 52 in the first half. They are yet to allow a point in the second half, Steve. What an adjustment by Sid Walker and company in the locker room at halftime.
And then I think we get spoiled. They don't give up 35, so they give up 52. They give up 48 in the first half or 52 and 21 in the first quarter, and we panic like, oh, no, what's wrong with the defense? And then they come out and they just settle down and they play. They were facing a good football team. Game's still not over, but they've settled down. They've gotten back to playing basic football, manning these guys up, keeping them in front of them, and now thus no points in the second half.
3rd and 7 for San Jose. Quick throw to Gray. What a game he's had in the first down. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Reggie Gray.
Big play, Reggie Gray. I like that kid, and I just got a text message from one of my coaches that came to the game tonight. He says, looks like you got Kevin Hart out there playing football wearing the number 1. But, I mean, if that's the case, then Kevin Hart is not only a comedian, but he's a great football player. Reggie Gray does a good job of getting behind that hurricane screen on 3rd and 6, getting it into the end zone, following that convoy, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Heavyweight fight. Heavyweight champions fight to the finish. Middleweights, it's an early knockout and you get out of the ring. Heavyweights fight 15 rounds.
Well, we're at the part where Howard Cosell says, down goes Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
Down goes Cleveland. 70-52, the SaberCats have righted the ship here in the second half. 52 seconds to go, fourth quarter. We'll step aside. Cleveland needs points in bunches. You're watching the Arena League on ESPN3. And we're back. T-shirts being launched. An alarming distance here, Pap.
Good luck. Not even close.
Fans loving it in the upper deck. San Jose leading it 70-52. Just 52 seconds to go here in the ball game.
You said when we came back on air, you said we're back. And I want to inform the fans that we're back. The Cleveland Gladiators have left a long time ago. They left 30 minutes ago. So the game you're watching right now is San Jose versus a bunch of guys off the streets here in San Jose.
Cleveland, a near-perfect first half, scoring 52 points. But the second half has been all San Jose. And a free ball. Jackson has to dive on it. Amari Jackson, so spectacular in that first half. 8 returns, 165 yards, averaging just over 20 a return, but that number has gradually come down here.
Yeah, the nerves have gotten to him, and he's bobbled a few, hasn't gotten out, hasn't gotten his team that field position. And, you know, if you're Coach Stevie Tunn, you hate to say go back to last year because it's a different year, different ball club, but you're 17-1, you get to the Arena Bowl, you beat Philadelphia, I think 3 or 4 times on the last play, then you lose to them this year, you get to the Arena Bowl, Arizona dismantles you. You fly out west against a team that, other than Arizona, has the other opportunity to be in the Arena Bowl again. They dismantle you so far in the second half. Your confidence level against the Philadelphias, the San Jose's, and Arizona's, the best teams in the league, can't be very high.
1st and 10, nice throw and catch. Sliding out, first down catch. Dominic Goodman, give him 13 there. And Cleveland will use their second timeout. Of course, they lost their first timeout on that failed challenge. That was on their opening possession of the second half.
And you like Coach Tunn here, you know, not quitting, not giving up on this ball club. I mean, you're down 18 with 45 seconds. You want to make it respectable. You want to get points on the board. I mean, it's pretty evident you're not going to win, but you don't want to quit. You want to keep fighting.
Crazier things have happened in the Arena League. They need 3 scores, but you got to get 1 first. Austin sets, fires, almost incomplete. Ken Fontenette might have taken that away from Clevan Thomas, but it falls incomplete. 39 seconds to go here in this ball game.
Yeah, that was just these defensive backs playing a prevent kind of a man-to-man deep coverage. Don't let anything behind you. Your clock is your best friend. You want that clock to tick, 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 and so you're not going to give up anything deep. And right there, I mean, you had 2 guys in green jerseys that had opportunities to get interceptions.
Cleveland with 75 career interceptions. He's second all time. 2nd down and 10. Austin throws, tipped but caught along the boundary. Dominic Goodman. David Highland got a couple of fingers on that, but couldn't deflect it enough.
Yeah, good job by Highland of getting that pressure on the ball to kind of make it flail out to Dominic Goodman so he wasn't able to catch it and run. And that's what I'm talking about, this football team. David Highland was playing in the secondary early on, got beat for a couple of touchdowns. They just move him into the box and bring Crocker out, but he's still playing football. He doesn't put his head down. He doesn't wallow in the turmoil in the first half and plays good football in the second half.
3rd and 4 for the 22. This will be offside SaberCats. Free play, thrown, intercepted, but this, actually incomplete. Eric Crocker didn't have it all the way through the catch. It doesn't matter anyway because this one's going to go against San Jose. I believe it was Jason Stewart who jumped early here, Pap, out of the nose.
Well, Crocker won't be upset at himself now because he dropped it. Because if he'd have caught that and it wouldn't have been a penalty, you'd have been a little bit upset.
They got Francis Maka, but it has to be 99.
Yeah, Francis Maka would have been illegal. He would have been into the box because he's the MAC linebacker. So that had to be Big Stu. Yep, because he's down there slapping his hands. He knows it. Gave him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Just 26 seconds left. Cleveland has 1 timeout. High motion is Colin Taylor. Shane Austin throws toward him. Caught up and over and into the second row. What a spectacular catch. Colin Taylor with the Kung Fu kick on the barrier. This guy's been an AFL Highlight of the Week award winner once already, and he may have just won it again, Steve.
Yeah, and he was about 7 yards offsides at the start of the play. They didn't blow the whistle. I mean, he was at least 5 yards offsides before the ball was snapped. But, I mean, he does a great job of concentration, going up, not worrying about that wall, getting up, getting his feet down, trying to maintain the catch, and then not landing on anyone too hard.
So 1st down and goal from the 4, and it's an incomplete pass. 17 seconds to go here in the ball game. And now things look pretty bleak for Cleveland.
Yeah.
You need to score on 3 consecutive plays. What a walk-off that would be, Pat.
Oh, my goodness. That would be one of the greatest in the history. And right there, that last play, just a fade route again. I mean, you score 3 touchdowns in 17 seconds. Somebody on the other side's getting fired.
2nd down and goal from the 4. Austin throws. Behind him, caught. And it'll be close to a touchdown. Now they're out of bounds with 9, with 8, and the clock stops. I believe that was Andy Cruz with the catch, number 15.
Yeah, that was Cruz. And once he caught that and bounced into the wall, trying to get his equilibrium back and get his bearings back, he would have been able to just bounce and roll into the end zone, but he hit it kind of hard, and thus allowing the SaberCats secondary to come over and tap him down at the 1 yard line.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout here.
I think Coach Tunn challenged this penalty touchdown, or no touchdown for that matter.
Well, 8 seconds left. They've actually put the clock back to 12 seconds. The ruling on the field is down by contact, and with 12 seconds left, Pap, they're going to go in and take a look at this one. If he didn't score a touchdown, it's really just about the ball game, and even if he does get in, it's more of a moral victory at this point for Cleveland. as they've gone scoreless over the entire second half here tonight.
Yeah, and this might just be some confidence because of that factor that they went scoreless in the second half. You want to get your guys some points. Or Coach Stevie Tunn is betting in Vegas and we don't know it, and he's got the over-under here.
Well, this game looked like it would obliterate any possible total at the half. San Jose went into the locker room trailing 52-42. But in the second half, San Jose has scored 4 times on 5 possessions. Cleveland 0 for 4 in the second half.
And I bet you, I know Coach Walker is telling his team, you got 2 plays to preserve this shutout. Even though you played well in the second half, I know he wants that shutout because that lessens the sting of that first half 52-point barrage. If you give up 52 and you shut them out in the second half, that kind of lessens that pain and gets you back into believing you play top-notch football.
Well, the second half has been a top-notch effort for the SaberCats, and maybe a little bit of a hangover after last week's win over Spokane when they beat them 83-28. Hard not to have a feeling of overconfidence.
Oh, yeah, when you do something like that. But I know they understood that this Gladiator team was a good football team. You know, they went to the Arena Bowl last year, and they were coming in here with bad intentions to get this win and still won. And they came out swinging early on. But like I said, middleweight fights don't go the distance. Heavyweight fights go the distance, and that's what the Gladiators found out they were in. They were in a heavyweight fight here in the SAP Center, formerly the PAP Center, but we'll call it SAP now.
Can't really understand what the referee is saying, but his arms will either go up for a touchdown or it'll be a third down, and it seems like the ball did not cross the plane, so Cleveland will lose its third and final timeout.
1 play to preserve the shutout, because without them having a timeout, I don't think you're going to be, unless it's a throw. If they throw the ball, then you got 2 plays. If they try and sneak one in with one of these big guys, Manley or somebody out of the backfield, this game is going to be over.
Third down and goal from just inside the 1. Philip Keith Manley is the tight end split left. They've got Richardson, the running back. The throw is incomplete. Cleveland Thomas on the coverage. They tried to get it to the big man, Philip Keith Manley, but it's incomplete. And that brings up 4th down.
I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but black man can't jump either. They throw it to the big guy, and, I mean, his vertical leap was about 2 inches right there. I mean, he's 300, but it was a good play call. If the pass would have been where he was able to catch it, it would have been a touchdown. Good effort there by the big guy, but just not able to get them big feet off the ground.
4th and goal for the 1. They're going to run it. Colin Taylor, left side, touchdown, Cleveland. So the second half shutout goes away. 1 second left in the ball game. San Jose is going to win, but Cleveland's going to make it look a little bit closer here with that late touchdown.
Yeah, they were game. They stayed for the final whistle to zeros on the clock, and Coach Stevie Tunn was always fighting and trying to get it in. And here he's going to go for 2. And I don't know if this is for playoff implications. If you got to go head-to-head against somebody, what did you lose to him by opposed to win to him by? I don't know. Or if he's just figured, hey, the game's over, let me work on my 2-point plays.
So they will go for 2. Austin under center. High motion goes Goodman. They throw his way, but broken up. Cleveland Thomas. Nice coverage by the 36-year-old veteran. The conversion no good. San Jose leads it 70-58. 4 seconds to go in this one.
And I hope here we just get a kick away. Reggie Gray returns it inbounds. Game's over. So you don't unforced injury. I don't want to see an onside kick here. You're down by way too many scores. A lot of teams might do an onside kick just to practice it or get the experience in doing it. But if that's the case and San Jose is able to return it for a touchdown, I would return it for a touchdown because I know it's good sportsmanship. But if you're going to be out here practicing stuff on us, then I'm going to play football. I hope they just kick it away, let Reggie Gray grab it, get 5 or 10 yards, get down. Everybody gets out, no injuries, scot-free. The only one we've had so far, and we don't know the extent on it, has been Darius Reynolds.
We haven't seen Darius Reynolds since he went out of the game early in the first quarter, but DeAndre Burrell came in and played terrific. How about his play this evening?
Yeah, I mean, he stepped into a role where he was going to be called on. When receivers go down here in San Jose, the guys that come in, you don't get hidden. You don't get to hide on the backside and catch hitches. You're thrust into the offense because you were at practice all week. You should know the game plan, and Terry Malley gets those guys opportunities to become players.
How about Reggie Gray tonight? 14 catches, 201 yards, and 5 touchdowns for big play.
That is a great game from big play Reggie Gray. I mean, that's a game for the ages. That's the one that, you make sure you keep and you show your grandkids once you have those grandkids, or you show your kids what Daddy did when he was playing at a high level.
So another line drive, ground ball kick, and it goes out of bounds. So the SaberCats will get it on about the 6-yard line, and it's kneel down time. They do have to get positive yardage in order to keep the clock running, but I would imagine this would be a quick handoff to Odie Armstrong and just kind of a fall forward to end this one.
Yeah, this is another one. I think that if you're up by more than 2 scores, under 10 seconds, you should just be able to take a knee. Or if you're up by 21, you should be able to take a knee because, and I just say it for the simple fact of injury. Even if we were to San Jose was to run a play and you fumbled and Cleveland scored, they still win the game. So I think there needs to be some kind of modification to say under 10 seconds, if you're up 2 scores, you can take a knee, because it's not my fault that the defense couldn't stop me for 59 minutes, and now I got to give them an opportunity to. I don't agree with that.
Meyer to throw it, and he's just going to lob this one into the crowd. The final seconds come off the clock, and probably should be intentional grounding, but it's not, and the ball game ends. San Jose, with a great second half, beats Cleveland 70-58 to remain undefeated and move to 9-0 on the season.
Yeah, the outcome I expected. I expected San Jose to actually win this ball game. I expected San Jose to beat Cleveland. I didn't expect what I saw in the first half, but a win is a win, and San Jose will take it.
Eric Meyer, 30 for 42, 406 yards, and 9 touchdowns. How would you rate his performance after missing